के लिए भी इन्वेस्टर्स का, उद्यमियों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। विकसित भारत के निर्माण में मध्य प्रदेश की भूमिका बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। आस्था, आध्यात्म से लेकर पर्यटन तक, एग्रीकल्चर से लेकर एजुकेशन और स्किल डेवलपमेंट तक एमपी अजब भी है, गजब भी है और सजग भी है। साथियों, मध्य प्रदेश में ये समिट ऐसे समय में हो रही है जब भारत की आजादी का अमृत काल शुरू हो चुका है। हम सभी मिलकर विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए जुटे हुए हैं और जब हम विकसित भारत की बात करते हैं तो ये सिर्फ हमारी एस्पिरेशन नहीं है, बल्कि ये हर भारतीय का संकल्प है। मुझे खुशी है हम भारतीय ही नहीं बल्कि दुनिया की हर संस्था, हर एक्सपर्ट इसको लेकर आश्वस्त दिख रहा है। फ्रेंड्स, द IMF sees India as a bright spot in the global economy. The World Bank says that India is in a better position to deal with global headwinds than many other countries. This is because of India's strong macroeconomic fundamentals. OECD has said that India will be among the fastest growing economies in the G20 group this year. According to Morgan Stanley, India is moving towards becoming the world's third largest economy in the next 4 or 5 years. The CEO of McKinsey had said that this is not only India's decade, but India's century. Institutions and credible voices that track the global economy have unprecedented confidence in India. The same optimism is also shared by global investors. Recently, a prestigious international bank conducted a survey. They found that a majority of the investors preferred India. Today, India is receiving record-breaking FDI. Even your presence among us reflects this sentiment. Friends, this optimism for India is driven by strong democracy, young demography, and political stability. Due to this, India is taking decisions that boost ease of living and ease of doing business. Even during a once-in-a-century crisis, we took the path of reforms. India has been on the path of reform, transform, and perform since 2014. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan has imparted greater momentum to it. As a result, India has become an attractive destination for investment. साथियों, एक स्थिर सरकार, एक निर्णायक सरकार, सही नियत से चलने वाली सरकार विकास को अभूतपूर्व गति देकर दिखाती है। देश के लिए हर जरूरी फैसले उतनी ही तेजी से लिए जाते हैं। आपने भी देखा है कि कैसे बीते 8 वर्षों में हमने रिफॉर्म की स्पीड और स्केल को लगातार बढ़ाया है। बैंकिंग सेक्टर में रिकैपिटलाइजेशन और गवर्नेंस से जुड़े रिफॉर्म्स हो, आईबीसी जैसा मॉडर्न रिजोल्यूशन फ्रेमवर्क बनाना हो, जीएसटी के रूप में वन नेशन वन टैक्स जैसा सिस्टम बनाना हो, कॉरपोरेट टैक्स को ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाना हो, सोवरिन वेल्थ फंड्स और पेंशन फंड्स को टैक्स में छूट हो, अनेक सेक्टर्स में ऑटोमेटिक रूट से 100% एफडीआई की परमिशन देना हो, छोटी छोटी आर्थिक गलतियों को डिक्रिमिनलाइज करना हो, ऐसे अनेक रिफॉर्म्स के माध्यम से हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट के रास्ते से कई रोड़े हटाए हैं। आज का नया भारत अपने प्राइवेट सेक्टर की ताकत पर भी उतना ही भरोसा करते हुए आगे बढ़ रहा है। हमने डिफेंस, माइनिंग और स्पेस जैसे अनेक स्ट्रेटेजिक सेक्टर्स को भी प्राइवेट सेक्टर के लिए खोल दिया है। दर्जनों लेबर लॉज को 4 कोड्स में समाहित करना भी अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा कदम है। साथियों, कंप्लायंसेस के बोझ को कम करने के लिए और उसके लिए केंद्र और राज्य दोनों के स्तर पर अभूतपूर्व प्रयास चल रहे हैं। बीते कुछ समय में करीब 40,000 कंप्लायंसेस को हटाया जा चुका है। हाल ही में हमने नेशनल सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम शुरू किया है, जिससे मध्य प्रदेश भी जुड़ चुका है। इस सिस्टम के तहत अभी तक लगभग 50,000 स्वीकृतियां दी जा चुकी। साथियों, भारत का आधुनिक होता इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, मल्टी मॉडल होता इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी इन्वेस्टमेंट की संभावनाओं को जन्म दे रहा है। 8 वर्षों में हमने नेशनल हाईवे के निर्माण की स्पीड दोगुनी की है। इस दौरान भारत में ऑपरेशनल एयरपोर्ट की संख्या दोगुनी हो चुकी है। भारत की पोर्ट्स हैंडलिंग कैपेसिटी और पोर्ट टर्न अराउंड में अभूतपूर्व सुधार आया है। डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर्स, इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर्स, एक्सप्रेसवेज, लॉजिस्टिक पार्क्स, ये नए भारत की पहचान बनते जा रहे हैं। पीएम गति शक्ति नेशनल मास्टर प्लान के रूप में पहली बार भारत में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर निर्माण का एक नेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म है। इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर देश की सरकारों, एजेंसियों, इन्वेस्टर से जुड़ा अपडेटेड डेटा रहता है। भारत दुनिया के सबसे कॉम्पिटिटिव लॉजिस्टिक मार्केट के रूप में अपनी पहचान बनाने के लिए कमिटेड है। इसी लक्ष्य के साथ हमने अपनी नेशनल लॉजिस्टिक्स पॉलिसी लागू भी की है। साथियों, भारत स्मार्टफोन डेटा कंजम्पशन में नंबर 1 है। भारत ग्लोबल फिनटेक में नंबर 1 है। भारत आईटी बीपीएन आउटसोर्सिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में नंबर 1 है। भारत दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा एविएशन मार्केट और तीसरा बड़ा ऑटो मार्केट है। भारत के बेहतरीन डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को लेकर आज हर कोई विश्वास से भरा हुआ है। ये ग्लोबल ग्रोथ के लिए कितना जरूरी है, ये आप भली भांति जानते हैं। भारत एक तरफ गांव-गांव तक ऑप्टिकल फाइबर नेटवर्क पहुंचा रहा है, वहां तेजी से 5G नेटवर्क का विस्तार कर रहा है। 5G से हर इंडस्ट्री और कंज्यूमर के लिए इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स से लेकर AI तक जो भी नए अवसर बन रहे हैं, वो भारत में विकास की गति को और तेज करेंगे। साथियों, इन सारे प्रयासों से ही आज मेक इन इंडिया को नई ताकत मिल रही है। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की दुनिया में भारत तेजी से अपना विस्तार कर रहा है। प्रोडक्शन लिंक इंसेंटिव स्कीम के तहत 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा के इंसेंटिव की घोषणा की जा चुकी है। ये स्कीम दुनिया भर के मैन्युफैक्चरर्स में पॉपुलर हो रही है। इस स्कीम के तहत अब तक अलग अलग सेक्टर्स में लगभग 4 लाख करोड़ रुपए प्रोडक्शन हो चुका है। मध्य प्रदेश में भी इस स्कीम की वजह से सैकड़ों करोड़ रुपए का निवेश आया है। एमपी को बड़ा फार्मा हब बनाने में, बड़ा टेक्सटाइल हब बनाने में इस योजना का भी महत्व है। मेरा एमपी आ रहे इन्वेस्टर से आग्रह है कि पीएलआई स्कीम का ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाभ उठाएं। साथियों, आप सभी को ग्रीन एनर्जी को लेकर भारत की आकांक्षा से भी जुड़ना चाहिए। कुछ दिन पहले ही हमने मिशन ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन को स्वीकृति दी है। ये लगभग 8 लाख करोड़ रुपए के निवेश की संभावनाओं को लेकर आ रहा है। ये सिर्फ भारत के लिए ही नहीं, बल्कि ग्लोबल डिमांड को पूरा करने का एक अवसर है। हजारों करोड़ रुपए के इंसेंटिव्स की व्यवस्था इन अभियानों के तहत की गई है। आप इस महत्वाकांक्षी मिशन में भी अपनी भूमिका जरूर एक्सप्लोर करें। साथियों, हेल्थ हो, एग्रीकल्चर हो, न्यूट्रिशन हो, स्किल हो, इनोवेशन हो, हर लिहाज से भारत में नई संभावनाएं आपका इंतजार कर रही है। ये भारत के साथ साथ एक नई ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन के निर्माण का समय है। इसलिए आप सभी का मैं फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं। इस समिट को मेरी अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं हैं। मध्य प्रदेश का सामर्थ्य, मध्य प्रदेश के संकल्प आपकी प्रगति में 2 कदम आगे चलेंगे, मैं आपको विश्वास से कहता हूं। आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।
तो देवी सज्जनों, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जैसा कहा, आज भारत संभावनाओं का देश है, विश्व का सहयोगी। भारत हर एक सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ रहा है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे उनके प्रोत्साहन भरे और पथ प्रदर्शक मार्गदर्शन के लिए। और अब एक बार पुनः मैं हमारे माननीय मंत्री जी श्री पीयूष गोयल जी को आमंत्रित करती हूँ हम सभी को संबोधित करने के लिए।
Thank you very much. It's indeed a great privilege and pleasure to join the Honorable Prime Minister, the most popular leader in the world today, on this auspicious occasion, the MP Global Investors Summit 2023, where we have before us a galaxy of world business leaders, captains of industry, who have pledged to participate in the growth story of India. As the Honorable Prime Minister guided us on more than one occasion, the strength of India lies in our states. If India has to move forward, it is very important for the states to move forward. The Honorable Prime Minister has always focused on encouraging the development, speedy progress and growth in the economy of the states, thereby providing huge opportunities to the people in the remotest parts of India, in the aspirational districts of India, and encouraging the dispersion of investment, of industrialization across the length and breadth of the country. In fact, the Honorable Prime Minister believes that the states will be the strong pillars to support a developed India, a commitment that the entire nation has taken along with the Prime Minister on 15th August 2022 as we celebrated Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of India's independence. In fact, I compliment the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji for the rapid strides that Madhya Pradesh has taken in good governance, in a way reflecting the double-engine government, both at the center and in the states, working to fulfill the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of rapid transformation, not gradual evolution. The Honorable Prime Minister spoke about several initiatives in his opening address. The PM Gati Shakti National Infrastructure Master Plan. He spoke about the success of Digital India, making India the world's largest adopter of fintech with over 78 billion financial transactions in calendar 22, more than the United States, where I am presently located, Europe and China put together. He spoke about the national single window system, the focus on decriminalization of laws, the effort to reduce the compliance burden on industries, the attempt to codify the various labor laws, thereby promoting one nation, one labor law. Just as with the visionary work that the Prime Minister has done over the last 8.5 years, we today have one nation, one tax in the form of the GST. We finally have a bankruptcy code, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. We today have surplus power with one nation, one grid, thereby guaranteeing to every industry, to every home, 24 hours power, in a way, developing infrastructure like never before. And if I can recall the words of the erstwhile President of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy, when he asked the question, did America make great highways or highways made America great? I think we can all, without any doubt, agree that it is strong and focused approach to infrastructure development and the foundations of economic development emerging from infrastructure, which has always been the cornerstone of a developed economy. Madhya Pradesh has also been a part of this journey to promote infrastructure in a big measure. It is known as the heart of India, reflecting the vibrancy and vitality of a new India emerging out of the shadows, recognized the world over as the next superpower. We are today the 5th largest economy, and I can tell you from my own personal experiences that the world is watching India as we rapidly progress to become amongst the top 3 economies in the world. Every meeting where you talk to global CEOs, every meeting with a large corporation anywhere in the world, more particularly in the United States of America, any meeting with governments across the world, give us the confidence and reflect the image of India, the new India that Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has committed to work for, the new India that is today a reality, a country which is fast progressing from a developing nation to become a developed nation by 2047, when we celebrate 100 years of independence. In fact, the 5 commitments, the Panch Pran that the Honorable Prime Minister shared with the country on 15th August are very reflective of his vision of a powerful India. The work that we are all doing over the next 25 years to make India a developed nation, the effort to involve the entire population, the entire people of India in a spirit of duty to achieve this goal. And I have no doubt in my mind that Madhya Pradesh will not be found wanting in this collective effort of the nation. The holy waters of the Narmada, the wildlife and greenery that we see across Madhya Pradesh, the rich heritage. We have 3 UNESCO sites in Madhya Pradesh. The showstopper in terms of sanitation. You are all assembled in Indore. For several years in a row, voted as the cleanest city in India. It is a matter of privilege for all of us to be present as the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated both the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Indore 2 days ago on the 9th of January, and today the Global Investors Summit. Friends, Madhya Pradesh has emerged as an ideal investment destination, reflecting strength, very strategic positioning, and a deep focus on sustainability. It is emerging as an economic tiger with ample land, infrastructure, and skilled resources. In fact, it is the only diamond producing state in India. In a way, Madhya Pradesh भी हमारा एक उभरता हुआ हीरा है और मेरा पूरा विश्वास है, मेरा अटूट विश्वास है कि मध्य प्रदेश आगे चल के देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को गति भी देगा और नए नए अवसरों के साथ उद्योग जगत को आमंत्रण करेगा. If you look at last year's growth in Madhya Pradesh, the gross state domestic product grew by nearly 20%, and the ease of doing business in Madhya Pradesh is truly remarkable. It is very centrally located. Both the north-south and east-west corridors cross in Madhya Pradesh, India's second largest state, with 24% of the world's organic cotton production. And I say this as the Textile Minister of India, reflects the growing importance of Madhya Pradesh in our international market. Today, Madhya Pradesh is future ready with over 20% contribution of renewable energy in the total power it generates. I am confident that just as the Prime Minister launched the Green Hydrogen Mission last week through a significant commitment of central government support to the Green Hydrogen Mission, combined with the several incentives and support of the Madhya Pradesh government, we will see huge investments in several sectors, more particularly in green hydrogen and renewable energy, coming up in the months and years to come. As the Prime Minister said, it's a land of opportunities in agriculture, in food processing, tourism, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, IT, renewable energy, textiles. The list is endless. In our international engagements, the interest in India is also reflected in the interest shown in investment in Madhya Pradesh. India today clearly is a bright spot in the world, and I do believe Madhya Pradesh will also lead from the front as we develop India as an economic superpower in the world. Friends, this year we are celebrating India's 75th year of independence. We also have the privilege of having the presidency of the G20, a time for India to showcase to the world our growing strengths and our increasing contribution to the world. India today engages with the world from a position of confidence, a courage of conviction about India's future. As I talk to industry, as I talk to governments, currently in the United States of America, I see in everybody the hope that India will be the driver of global growth and will take economic progress of the world forward. Like the speed of the cheetahs, which were released in the Kuno National Park by the Honorable Prime Minister some months ago, I believe Madhya Pradesh will grow, will continue to grow. And as the Honorable Prime Minister says, yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai. This is the time. This is the right time. Today's summit offers an opportunity to industry to be partners in the progress and growth of Madhya Pradesh, to be partners in the vibrant future of India. I invite investors from across the world to invest in the future, invest in Madhya Pradesh, and thank the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Chief Minister for their leadership and for their collective commitment to make Madhya Pradesh a very important destination for investment and India attaining once more our time-tested glory. India once again becoming a world power, a Vishwa Guru. India leading the initiative of taking the world to become a safer place to live in, a greener planet, and leaving behind for our children a better world to live in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय मंत्री जी आपकी शुभकामनाओं के लिए।
पीयूष जी यूएसए से बोल रहे हैं और वहां कितने बजे होंगे ये आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं। इस समिट को सिद्ध करने के लिए उन्होंने रत जगह किया है। मुझे लग रहा है कि वहां रात के 1:30 या 2 बजे होंगे। मैं पीयूष जी आपका हृदय से आभारी हूं, आपने हमारी समिट को संबोधित किया। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
और यकीनन माननीय मंत्री जी आपके विचार, आपकी अंतर्दृष्टि और आपके प्रयास हमारी आगे की चर्चाओं में भी बहुत मूल्यवान होंगे। आपका एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद। और देवी सज्जनों, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में और मंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन में राज्य ने मध्य प्रदेश को एक औद्योगिक केंद्र के रूप में विकसित करने की तरफ और विशेष रूप से एक प्रेफर्ड निवेश गंतव्य के रूप में तैयार करने की तरफ अथक प्रयास किए, बहुत लगन से काम किया है। बहुत सारे गवर्नेंस रिफॉर्म्स और पॉलिसीज इंट्रोड्यूस किए हैं। और वैसे भी आप जानते हैं कि मध्य प्रदेश सेंट्रली लोकेटेड है, देश के अनेक राज्यों से शहरों के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है। यहाँ पर कंड्यूसिव लेबर डायनामिक्स हैं, यहाँ पर मेहनतकश लोग हैं जो पूरे मन से अपने प्रदेश की प्रगति में काम करते आए हैं। तो आपको एक फिल्म दिखाना चाहेंगे जो कि हमारे एडवांटेज मध्य प्रदेश की तरफ है, एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू बी हेल्पिंग यू टेक मोर इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजंस रिगार्डिंग योर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स। इफ यू कैन हैव द फिल्म प्लीज।
At the heart of the world's fastest growing economy lies opportunity. The opportunity of unlimited growth and potential of becoming a front runner in taking India to greater heights. At the heart of India lies Madhya Pradesh. Fueling boundless yet sustainable industrial growth is MP's more than 125,000 acres of industrial land bank, surplus quality power, abundant industrial water supply and highly skilled labor. Backed by a committed government, responsive administration and a consistently peaceful work environment, MP's flight to prosperity has taken a new leap. Madhya Pradesh isn't simply at the center of India, it is at the center of tomorrow. MP's commitment is evident in its business-friendly policies, GIS-based online land allotment, the country's first act to guarantee timely delivery of services and approvals, enables businesses to start operation in 30 days. With a robust connectivity, MP provides unique access to a vast consumer base in India. Its strategic location makes it a natural master warehouse of the nation. MP is home to Asia's longest high-speed testing track and a vibrant engineering cluster, driving the investments in auto sector and gearing up for the EV revolution. Commitment is MP's biggest promise. MP produces over 40% of India's organic cotton, and through the millions of spindles, weaves together a testament of growth in textile sector and empowerment of women. India's largest producer of soya, pulses, oil seeds, coriander, orange and medicinal plants, MP has won the Krishi Karman Award 7 times in a row. This rich resource base offers opportunities for agri and food processing sector. In MP, nature keeps giving. The only diamond producing state of India, Madhya Pradesh, has leveraged its mineral wealth to build industries like cement and power and has untapped potential to be explored. Abundance is MP's greatest virtue. MP sources a fifth of its total energy from renewable sources and is home to one of the largest single-site solar power project, with a one-of-its-kind floating solar park in the pipeline. MP's pharma and health sciences sector has grown by leaps and bounds and is now scaling up the value chain through a medical devices park. India's cleanest state is also home to India's cleanest city, Indore, which is the IT hub of MP, showing the nation a way forward in sustainable, harmonious and fast-paced growth with ease of living. Progress is MP's greatest proposition, with over 1,100 women-led startups, more than 2,500 tech startups, and over 45 incubators. MP is a prime equity holder in the country's tech revolution, powered by an ingenious talent pool and driven by a generation of young and courageous entrepreneurs. The startup journey is moving at a fast pace. Entrepreneurs are MP's greatest asset. At 30%, MP has the country's highest forest cover. Forests that are home to the majestic tiger as well as the lightning cheetah. MP's national parks, wildlife sanctuaries open doors for millions of tourists. Moreover, MP houses some of the world's most enchanting tourist locations. Serenity is MP's greatest offering. Put together, MP is way more than a sum of its parts. It is an amalgamation of growth, prosperity, and opportunity. Welcome to MP, the future-ready state.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the future-ready state. And we would now like to also invite the progressive views and the commitments of our industrialists. May I first request Shri N. Chandrasekharan, the Chairman Tata Sons, to please address this August gathering.
Honorable Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan Ji, President of Guyana, President of Suriname, Ministers of the Madhya Pradesh government, officers, colleagues from the industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and members of the media. It is a great privilege to be here today to participate and share a few words on MP's Global Investor Summit 2023. I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for inviting me for this event. Clearly, in a global economy that is quite volatile and going through difficulties, India is extremely well placed. Several comments have already been made by the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Industry. And from the industry point of view, we see this decade and probably coming decades will see enormous growth opportunity for India. In India, we see the trends of both consumption-led growth, supported by infrastructure-led growth, as well as global trends which are making it very uniquely advantageous for India. All industries, all nations will have to go through what I call as a digital or a machine learning transition, energy transition, and supply chain resilience. The beauty is, India is well placed in all of these transitions. Needless to say, the technological depth and the digital adoption, consequently both in the public services delivery and in the private sector, in India has been not only fast-paced but globally leading. India is also uniquely placed because we are going through this energy transition at a time we are going to have enormous growth. 2/3 of the growth of what we will be in 2050 will have to happen in the next 30 years. Many countries have to go through this energy transition when there is no growth, so they will have to replace the current energy sources. The supply chain is a major opportunity because of, again, the talent and the areas like advanced manufacturing are naturally advantageous for India, and also in the current geopolitical context, there is a lot of tailwind. So I have no doubt in saying that with our continued focus, we are going to have several years of globally leading growth, more importantly, growth that will create jobs, growth that will create a very strong economy. The question is whether we will be 25 trillion or 30 trillion or 35 trillion by 2047. But definitely we are going to have a multifold growth. In this context, I think Madhya Pradesh has a very strong potential. The biggest advantage the state has is that 62% of the population is in the working age. And the state has very rich natural resources. It has got tremendous opportunity for tourism, given the wildlife as well as the spiritual centers and the cultural heritage it has. It is a huge opportunity. The state also is going through the urbanization at a rapid pace. Madhya Pradesh currently lacks the national average of 36%, while MP has 29%. So I see enormous opportunities of urbanization and consequent infrastructure development. The state has also announced under the Honorable Chief Minister a number of policies to attract investments, special policy for boosting MSME sectors, policies for research and innovation, and policies for promoting startups. The Tata Group already has a very strong presence. TCS has one of its iconic campuses here with about 10,000 people. Many would not know, already we provide technology services for more than 200 global companies out of Madhya Pradesh. We have a very strong presence in our hotel company, which continues to look for opportunities. We have unique properties here. There are 7 properties, but I understand that there are discussions to expand to create number of new hotels. Our power company has 200 megawatts of renewable energy and already in discussion with 3 projects of solar, floating solar, hybrid to take that installed capacity to 1 gigawatt. That's a 5 times growth. Our steel company has the wires business here with a capacity of 0.1 million per annum, but it is going to be doubled and tripled, and already those investment decisions have been made. Tata Motors has a huge footprint with 250 dealer outlets, and all our retail companies from Westside to Chroma to Titan, Tanishq have more than 100 stores in the state. And Tata International has a very long-standing presence here, one of our longest presence in the state in the leather business. Overall, the group has in excess of 20,000 professionals, and we are in discussions to expand our footprint strongly in the state, as the group is also looking at a lot of new areas of growth across multiple new age sectors. I want to thank the government for the constant support we receive, a proactive engagement, and policies that will promote a high growth rate for businesses and as a result for the state. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your vision for India and commitment to Madhya Pradesh. And now inviting Shri Chandrajit Banerjee, the Director General of Confederation of Indian Industry.
Our most gracious host, an outstanding leader and the most popular Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan Ji, the Honorable President of Guyana, the Honorable President of Suriname, our very beloved Shri Prahlad Patel Ji, the Honorable Ministers from Madhya Pradesh, the government officials and Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to say that, we have been involved as an institution with the first time when the Honorable Chief Minister started the Madhya Pradesh Summit. And it's such an encouraging feeling to see how he has transformed the state. We will hear from him the story of the journey of the state of Madhya Pradesh from where he took to where it is today, and how he has made the Madhya Pradesh Summit a summit which is 10x from where it started. Sir, many, many congratulations to you and your team. What a brilliant place to be in. Sir, today you had asked us to see that we get good quality participation from Indian industry and the foreign industry. But we have not good, I think we have a great participation. The attraction, of course, is the work that your leadership and your government has done in this state. And the best part of it, if you really look at India, we have people from all over the country, from the north to the south, to the east to the west. Every part and every state of the country has at least a few industrialists who have come here to Madhya Pradesh today. And with that, there are several sectors from auto components, and you heard Mr. Chandrasekharan's number of sectors that he talked about, but there are actually sectors from all manufacturing, services, agri, all types of sectors present here from across the country. What a great place to be here. So as an institution, again, we have been in the state. CII has been in Madhya Pradesh since 1989. And in 2000, we started another office, and then you asked us to expand. We have expanded. But today I want to stand and say to you, and under your leadership, under your government, we pledge that we will increase the resources of CII in your state. We will increase both manpower as well as the number of offices in the state of Madhya Pradesh, sir. Sir, we have heard that this is the year of the G20. CII is the secretariat for B20, and through that we will see that we are able to attract the world's attention throughout the year in specific areas to bring specific investments you have focused on over the last few months, to get those investments from across the world into Madhya Pradesh and see what the investors want in terms of facilitation. And we are so sure, sir, you are going to make those changes in terms of facilitating them to come in. And we will really take advantage of India's G20 leadership, and the B20 India will work for it and for your state. So the second point I wanted to mention, and this is a passion for yourself, is killing the power. We know how much you love the youth of the state to come up and get livelihood. Sir, we will open skilling centers in the state. We are running a couple of skilling centers, but the next one that we will establish will be in Pithampur, a skilling center, which will be supported by the MPIDC. They have committed. But it will be run with private sector money, sir. We will see to it that you take your blessings, your government's inputs, and we will have an academy which will impart knowledge on new areas of jobs that will come up. And we will see to it that we create thousands of jobs in terms of at least about upwards of 50,000 jobs in the next couple of years from these centers. And we will create private model career centers, which are like private employment exchanges in your state. We are in discussion with your government, and these MCCs will be industry-led, provide career counseling, soft and employability skills, and we will bring that in the state of Madhya Pradesh, sir, with your blessing. So the third point, sir, we have 10 centers of excellence across the country in India. It is sad that we do not have one today, but what we have discussed with the private sector in your state, sir, the industry in your state yesterday, that we will bring one center in Indore or of a city of your choice, where we will bring in these centers, representatives of all the centers, these 10 centers of excellence. Sir, they cover areas of entrepreneurship development, they cover areas of logistics and warehousing, they cover areas of water, sustainability, green. It covers areas of food and agriculture, and very importantly, sir, again, on innovations and IP. All these centers across the country, their representatives centers, we will create a place where all that will be located in Madhya Pradesh. So that will be the first in the country that all the centers of CII will be brought under one group, sir. Sir, I just wanted to also say another area that you are encouraging and is startups. And startups will play a big role in the country. India's stories on startup is well known. Sir, we want also Madhya Pradesh to have a big startup ecosystem. Sir, CII has large members. Many of the large members are present here. So what we will do, sir, we have a startup center of excellence. The chairman of the startup center of excellence is Chris Gopalakrishnan, sitting over here. We will provide corporate and family business connect of the startup center in the states to the large corporates, so that the startups can be connected to the large corporates. We will work on that, sir. And through the startup center, we will do capacity building of the startups so that the startups can get, and they get supporting mechanisms from the large companies. So that is one work I'll do. Sir, lastly, I wanted to say, sir, that your state is known, Madhya Pradesh is known for rural innovators. And what we will do to protect the traditional knowledge and the age-old traditional artifacts and the a huge contribution of our rural community, we will create IP centers so that we can train them and we will be able to get them to take into IP protection for these centers and create their products and connect their products to the market. So these are some areas which I have learned in the last few months from yourself, sir, and from your government, and we pledge to do that in your state under your leadership. We are so thankful for your warmth, your hospitality, and your great leadership. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the initiatives as a national partner to MPGIS. And now I would like to invite the chairman of Aditya Birla Group, Shri Kumar Mangalam Birla ji, to please address the August gathering.
Honorable Chief Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, His Excellency Irfan Ali, President of Guyana, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, President of Suriname, distinguished members in the Madhya Pradesh government, senior officials of the MP administration, friends from the industry, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today at Indore for this Global Investor Summit. This confluence of investors comes at a very interesting moment in the global economic landscape. आज दुनिया भर की इकोनॉमी जब एक चुनौती भरे मोड़ पर है, भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था में एक नई बढ़त, एक नई लहक हमें दिख रही है। भारत की तरक्की नई ऊंचाइयों पर पहुंच रही है। जब दुनिया की हर बड़ी इकोनॉमी का हाल एक कदम आगे दो कदम पीछे जैसा है, तब हमारा देश एक नई ऊर्जा, एक नए गति के दमक रहा है और इसी सुनहरे अवसर पर भारत ने G20 की कमान संभाली है। भारतीय दर्शन के मूल मंत्र वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के जीवन सिद्धांत पर चल रहे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री शिवराज सिंह जी चौहान, आपको यह बताना मेरे लिए बहुत खुशी और गौरव की बात है कि आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप का कुटुंब आज दुनिया के 36 देशों में समाया है। सभी जानते हैं देश का दिल, भारत की धड़कन है मध्य प्रदेश। कविता, न्याय, वीरता, गायन सब कुछ यहाँ विशेष हैं। देश का है यह हृदय, यह हमारा मध्य प्रदेश है। In the last decade, the economy of Madhya Pradesh has grown at more than 7% per annum in real terms, much faster than the national growth rate. In fact, if one excludes the COVID-affected year, the average annual growth rate of Madhya Pradesh's economy over the last decade is higher than 8%. A decade ago, per capita income in the state used to be about 60% of national average. It has now risen to more than 80% of the national average. I believe that the state has many inherent advantages that should further accelerate this great economic success story. Its central location is a major advantage in itself, enabling industries in the state to easily access large markets in adjacent states. The location advantage is translated into better connectivity through a robust transport infrastructure. It has a massive road network of over 3.5 lakh kilometers and more than 40 national highways. It has nearly 5,000 kilometers of railway lines and 550 trains make their way across the state daily. The state continues to build upon these advantages under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister and is investing heavily into transport infrastructure. Recently, the foundation stone for 13 new road projects was laid by the Honorable Union Transport Minister and the Honorable Chief Minister, envisaging an investment of more than rupees 5,000 crores. Madhya Pradesh is developing several new industrial regions along the Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor as well. The state's proactive and very investor-friendly administration and progressive industrial policy is another major advantage that we have experienced over the last few years. Under the leadership of Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, Madhya Pradesh gives a very warm, welcoming experience to its investors. This is something that we have experienced firsthand over the years in the course of setting up large projects in the state here in Madhya Pradesh. माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी, कुछ दिनों पहले आपने कहा था कि पांव में चक्कर, मुंह में शक्कर और माथे पर बर्फ हो, यही जनप्रतिनिधियों के लिए मंत्र हैं। आपके शासन की शैली वास्तव में ही सराहनीय है। Over the last few years, Madhya Pradesh has rightly positioned itself as a future-ready state. It has emerged as a leader in India's renewable energy transformation. It presently generates more than 5,500 megawatts of green energy from renewable energy resources, and the government has an ambitious target of generating 20,000 megawatts of green energy by 2030, leveraging the state's natural potential for hydro, solar, and wind energy. Recently, the state government has also announced a startup policy that provides a conducive ecosystem and encouraging incentives for startups. This, I believe, will pave the way for a new wave of entrepreneurship to emerge from MP. आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप का मध्य प्रदेश से बहुत पुराना नाता है। यह प्रदेश हमारी जन्मभूमि ना सही, हमारी कर्मभूमि हमेशा से रही है। आप सभी को शायद मालूम होगा कि हमारी फ्लैगशिप कंपनी ग्रासिम की नींव नागदा में रखी गई और आज हमारे ग्रुप के सिर्फ एक या दो नहीं, पूरे 7 बिजनेसेस मध्य प्रदेश की शान हैं। प्रदेश भर में 25,000 से ज़्यादा लोग हमारे परिवार का हिस्सा हैं और आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप का कुल इन्वेस्टमेंट वैल्यू 60,000 करोड़ की राशि को पार कर चुका है। We take great pride in having contributed to MP's manufacturing prowess. Take the case of our metals flagship Hindalco, which invested close to 14,000 crores a few years ago to set up an aluminium smelter. Today, Mahan Aluminium is a powerhouse in primary aluminium, bringing world-class technology to the fore and building a range of products that are made in MP but made for the world. This is amongst the most efficient and cost-competitive aluminium plants anywhere in the world. And over 45% of what we produce in this smelter is exported to marquee customers across the world in South Korea, Malaysia, Japan, Spain, and Mexico. Moving to Grasim, which has an integrated viscose fiber manufacturing facility at Nagda. The installed capacity of this unit has over time increased from 20 tons per day to 440 tons per day. Even at Nagda, which is in many ways is the mother plant of the group, we have brought world-class technology and know-how to ensure that we remain ahead of the curve in every which way. Both in fiber and caustic soda chemicals, Nagda has pioneered the adoption of new practices that have subsequently been implemented in other such facilities around the world. From fiber and chemicals to cement, mining, and renewable energy, our group has been present in MP for almost 4 decades. Our first plant in Madhya Pradesh, Vikram Cement, went on stream in the 80s with a very modest capacity of 500,000 tons. Today we have 6 state-of-the-art cement units in Madhya Pradesh with a total capacity of 23 million tons per annum. In the services sector too, we have grown our presence very significantly under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister in both the fashion retail category, in our financial services businesses. We have deepened and expanded our presence significantly across the state. The sheer breadth of our presence across our businesses is a very clear indicator of our commitment to the state. Across businesses, we are now looking to invest rupees 15,000 crores in the state over the next 5 years. Although I must say that our relationship with the state far transcends any number of investments. Our CSR work extends to 479 villages in the state and annually touches the lives of 4 million people. For over 7 decades, Aditya Birla Group and the state Madhya Pradesh have been partners in progress. आज एमपी एक नए जोश से नए संकल्प ले रहा है और मुझे ये कहते हुए बहुत बहुत खुशी और गर्व है कि आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप अपनी समस्त ऊर्जा और उत्साह से इस प्रदेश, इसकी लीडरशिप माननीय शिवराज सिंह जी और इसके जन जन के साथ हर कदम साथ चलेगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Mr. Birla, for endorsing Madhya Pradesh based on your experiences here and also sharing your further commitments. Now I would like to invite Shri Abhay Firodia ji, the Chairman, Force Motors Limited.
आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री जी, मंच पर विराजित मध्य प्रदेश सरकार के अन्य मंत्री, यहाँ मंच पर विराजित भारत के औद्योगिक जगत के बड़े सितारे और इस सभागृह में उपस्थित मित्रों, मैं 3 बातें संक्षिप्त में कहना चाहता हूं। मेरा और मेरे उद्योग का मध्य प्रदेश से गत 35 वर्ष से संबंध है। जब हम यहां आए तो भारत सरकार ने जबरदस्ती भेजा गया था। पहले 15 वर्ष हमारे लिए बड़े कठिन थे। न बिजली थी, न पानी था, न रास्ते थे और न सरकार की तरफ से कोई सुनवाई थी। मुझे कहते हुए अत्यंत हर्ष होता है कि गत 20 वर्षों में करीब करीब 2 दशकों में मध्य प्रदेश बदल गया है। मध्य प्रदेश का जो उत्कर्ष हुआ है उसके लिए कई कारण हैं। मैं हरदम उद्योग का सोचते वक्त उद्योग कहाँ है इसका भी सोचता हूं और मुझे कुछ कारण दिखते हैं। सबसे पहला महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा लोग हैं, पीपल। मध्य प्रदेश के संस्कार, मध्य प्रदेश का समाज मेरे दृष्टि से भारतीय मूल्यों से बहुत संलग्न है। यहां पर आपका नाम भट्टाचार्य है या भोसले है या बलवंत सिंह है या बाला सुब्रमण्यम है, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। सबको साथ लेके चलने वाला यहां का समाज है। इस समाज को महत्व देना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। तो मध्य प्रदेश के लोगों की जो कार्य क्षमता है, अंग्रेजी में हम कह सकते हैं डेडिकेशन, हम कह सकते हैं वर्क एथिक, हम कह सकते हैं कमिटमेंट, ये सब मुझे बहुत प्रगत उच्च कोटि की लगती है। और मध्य प्रदेश के विकास में यहां की जनता का सबसे बड़ा योगदान है। अगर आप इंदौर शहर देखें तो मैंने इंदौर को टूटा फूटा, गंदा, अव्यवस्थित देखा है। आज सिर्फ भारत का सबसे स्वच्छ शहर नहीं है, पर यहां का जो डिसिप्लिन है, जो लोगों का उसमें इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, वो इतना जबरदस्त है कि किसी भी उद्योगपति को, किसी भी उद्योग को ये सोचना होगा कि इस प्रकार का वातावरण आपको कहां मिलेगा। तो सबसे पहली बात है पीपल। ये जो हुआ है ये लोगों के इन्वॉल्वमेंट के बगैर नहीं हुआ है। दूसरी बात है प्लेस। मध्य प्रदेश बहुत ही सेंट्रल है। जैसा भारत प्रगत होगा, जैसा भारत के अंदर व्यापार बढ़ेगा, इस लोकेशन का महत्व बढ़ता जाएगा। कनेक्टिविटी जैसे बढ़ेगी वैसे मध्य प्रदेश एक लैंड लॉक्ड एरिया है, ये मानना शायद उतना ठीक नहीं रहेगा, क्योंकि यहां से जो पश्चिम के जो पोर्ट्स हैं, शायद इंदौर से बॉम्बे, नागपुर से बॉम्बे एक ही डिस्टेंस है। तो ये मानना कि ये लैंड लॉक्ड एरिया है इसलिए कोई डिसएडवांटेज है, ये आते 5 वर्षों में गायब हो जाएगा ये डिसएडवांटेज। तो प्लेस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज इंपॉर्टेंट। और मध्य प्रदेश में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत अच्छी तरह से, बहुत जल्दी से सुधरा है, ये मैंने अपने आंखों से देखा है। पॉलिसीज, सरकार किस तरह से इस क्षेत्र के भविष्य के लिए देखती है। तो सिर्फ निवेश करना सफिशिएंट नहीं है, उसका फायदा नीचे तक पहुंचता है क्या, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट होता है क्या, और जनरेट हुआ एम्प्लॉयमेंट स्टेबल है क्या, पूरक है क्या, ये देखना भी जरूरी रहता है। और मैं ये मानता हूं कि पॉलिसीज बहुत ही अच्छी रही है। और लास्ट एलिमेंट है एग्जीक्यूशन, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, जिसमें ब्यूरोक्रेसी का बड़ा रोल है। ब्यूरोक्रेसी का एक अपना तरीका रहता है, पर यहां की ब्यूरोक्रेसी ने उद्योग की तरफ बड़े आस्था से देखा है और मदद करने की उनकी मंशा हरदम रही है, वो करते हैं। तो ये हो गई बात दूसरी कि मध्य प्रदेश में मैं क्या देखता हूं। और तीसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि मध्य प्रदेश को एमपी कहते हैं, मध्य प्रदेश एमपी। मेरे मन में बड़े समय से ये विषय है कि मध्य प्रदेश का नाम बदला जाए और मध्य प्रदेश के जगह उसे मॉडल प्रदेश कहा जाए, क्योंकि जो यहां पे हुआ है, जो चेंज, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ है, वो बहुत ही आप कह सकते हो कि इट इज a great achievement worth great applause. So having said that, I wanted to share with you my experience in Madhya Pradesh and my views about how industrialization here has been developed in the manner in which it has created employment, it has created social stability, and it has created prosperity. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, अपने अनुभव हम सभी के साथ साझा करने का। और अब मैं आमंत्रित करती हूं सुश्री रेखा एम मेनन को, चेयरपर्सन एंड सीनियर मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर एक्सेंचर।
Namaste and good afternoon. Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister ji, and to you, the Excellencies, the Ministers, our distinguished industrialists and distinguished guests. Honored to be here today, and it's a really proud moment because not only are we at a stage where we're moving into the different league as India has just taken over as the presidency of G20, and the Prime Minister said India's time is now, and the next 10 years will define us. What I would like to add to that, as an industry, we are in what we call the tech age. So the next 10 years is going to be all about technology, because tech is changing the way we work and live. And we are seeing that there can be no leadership without technology leadership. And it is in this context it's very exciting to see Madhya Pradesh with enabling policies which have aligned the growth, aligned to the priorities of the technology industry, whether it's your policies on skilling, sir, or your policies on investments, or the infrastructure that is bringing a lot of the technology industry into Madhya Pradesh. And it was seeing that we at Accenture built our Advanced Technology Center in Indore just a few months ago. And as I was talking to you, sir, we've grown dramatically in just 6 months. And that's thanks to the talent available here. And across India, we are more than 3 lakh people across India. 47% of them are women, and I know that you have extra interest in women. And therefore, India for us at Accenture is really the heart of the global growth, which is driving innovation for India and the world. And this is just one example of what the technology industry is doing for India. It's not just Accenture. It is a whole bunch of organizations which are tapping into the rich talent and capabilities of India and Madhya Pradesh, and are changing the industry and the growth that it's providing across and adding to the economy. If we look forward, the technology industry will remain a powerful catalyst for India and help in achieving its ambition of $5 trillion. And we have a very unique opportunity to drive export-led business. We have a very unique opportunity to transform all industries because, as I said, every industry is a digital industry. And more importantly, we have a chance to drive inclusive growth using technology. And that foundation already exists in India. Minister Piyush Goyal mentioned that India is the largest adopter of fintech. We've seen India Stack, Aadhaar, National Health Stack, which are all using which have set very high benchmarks of using technology to power public service and provide last mile access for healthcare, education, financial inclusion, and services at a very large scale. So India has that opportunity. And we see new opportunities emerging in areas like space technology, in sustainability, metaverse, in the collaboration between and convergence of science and technology. And this exponential pace of innovation provides huge opportunities for both India and for Madhya Pradesh. And for that, we need a few enabling things. Skilling is one large one of that, because every area needs skilled digital talent. And it is very heartening to see the state government's initiative to reduce the skill gap by offering incentives and working along with the central government on the national platform for digital skilling. And along with skill development, which is one of the levers for our industry, it is really R&D, it is really focus on startups, and it's focus on infrastructure. And I have to thank you, sir, for providing all of that and enabling our industry's growth. So the opportunity is now. There's no better time for the technology industry than to be in India, and I'm very privileged to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts on the technology-driven growth which you see, and towards that your focus and commitment to Madhya Pradesh. And now I would like to invite Shri Parth Jindal, the Managing Director of JSW Cement and JSW Paints Private Limited.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan Ji, His Excellency the President of Guyana, and His Excellency the President of Suriname, and all the industry captains and stalwarts who are here today, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I feel deeply humbled to be here and to get the opportunity to speak to all of you and to follow the likes of Chandra Uncle, Kumar Uncle, Honorable Prime Minister of the country, Shri Piyush Goyal Ji. We at the JSW Group are very new to Madhya Pradesh. We have learnt and we have seen from the examples of the Birla Group, the Tata Group, and the other groups that are present here, what an investor-friendly destination Madhya Pradesh is. And we don't want to be left behind, and we want to enter Madhya Pradesh in a very big way and in a very fast way. Over the last few months, we have made an acquisition in the cement space. We have acquired limestone mines in the Panna district, and soon we will be launching a state-of-the-art, fully integrated cement plant with an investment of close to 3,000 crores in the state of Madhya Pradesh. The other investment that we are making are brand new business, JSW Paints. We are launching a brand new state-of-the-art facility in Pithampur with an investment of 1,500 crores, and totally about 4,500 crores will be invested in the state of Madhya Pradesh over the next 2 years. Our flagship business, which is JSW Steel, has very recently acquired National Steel, which is also located here in Pithampur, and we will be expanding our capacities in steel as well. Today we participate in the Madhya Pradesh growth story by supplying our steel, supplying our power. But soon we would like to produce our steel, produce our power, produce our cement, and produce our paint in this very important state, not only to the country but also to the world. I once again would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister. It has been a very welcoming experience for us here in Madhya Pradesh. The first time I met Sir, he encouraged me that, please come to Madhya Pradesh. The Jindal Group and the JSW Group are not here in a big way, and it is high time that all of you enter. He mentioned it to my father as well when they met in Delhi. And today, sir, I pledge to you that the JSW Group will do all that we can to be here in Madhya Pradesh and participate in the glorious future that you have created and you have laid the foundation stones for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your encouraging message and your commitments. And now I would like to invite Shri Sanjeev Puri ji, the Chairman and Managing Director, ITC Limited. I would then like to request the Director of Reliance New Energy, Shri Nikhil R. Meswani ji, to please address the August gathering.
Honorable Chief Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, Presidents of Guyana and Suriname, Honorable Ministers of the Union and State, all the bureaucrats and officers of the states, industry captains on the dais and in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm immensely happy to be attending the 7th edition of the state's Global Investor Summit in West Madhya Pradesh today. It's an honor and a privilege to be speaking at this forum on behalf of our chairman, Shri Mukesh Ambani. Under his visionary leadership, Reliance has grown phenomenally, both as an enterprise, as an enabler of social growth, societal growth, and transformation. In his unflinching optimism for India and its future that powers our ventures and inspires our people, in his unwavering faith in the power of our youth that has guided our forays into businesses of the future. Madhya Pradesh is in the heart of India, and as you know, the importance of heart's health in a human body. Under the Honorable Chief Minister, Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji's leadership, India's heart has made great strides in bringing prosperity and growth. Over the last 10 years, Madhya Pradesh GDP has tripled, with nearly 20% growth in 2022 financial year, which was the best amongst all states in India. MP's significance as a growth driver for the Indian economy has steadily grown over the last decade. And now, at nearly $150 billion, Madhya Pradesh is contributing nearly 5% to India's GDP. Nobody will believe today that this was once counted as India's Bimaru state. Madhya Pradesh has created an effective roadmap for implementation of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The state has enhanced its industrial corridor and logistical capabilities and established itself as an attractive destination for investments. Most importantly, Madhya Pradesh has achieved these feats while carrying the motto of cleanliness and caring for the environment. The carbon neutral and zero waste status of this event is indeed a live testament to the state's commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to note that Reliance has been a long-term partner in Madhya Pradesh's growth story. From energy and telecom to retail, India and Reliance in particular has made several investments in the state, creating thousands of jobs and becoming one of the largest contributors to the state's exchequer. The coal-bed methane project in our Shahdol and Annapur districts is one of Reliance's major projects in Madhya Pradesh. This project has contributed well to the social and economic transformation of the region, its people, and is today meeting country's need for environmentally friendly energy. Similarly, Madhya Pradesh is already home to over 730 Reliance retail outlets, 116 of our fuel outlets, providing jobs to over 15,000 individuals directly and indirectly. Reliance Retail has also set up 20 fulfillment centers or warehouses in Madhya Pradesh with over 60,000 square meters of space. Reliance is also deeply associated with Madhya Pradesh with our grassroots social upliftment efforts. Reliance Foundation today has various livelihood enhancement and rural transformation projects running across 47 districts of the state with over 34 lakh or 3.4 million beneficiaries. They include a multitude of interventions from women empowerment, disaster management, to solving drinking water problems, enhancing nutrition level of communities, water harvesting and irrigation farmlands, enhancing green cover to safeguarding lives and livelihood through timely advisories. Honorable Chief Minister has charted a non-linear, dynamic path for Madhya Pradesh to reach $550 billion of GDP by 2026. This will mean more than tripling the GDP of the state in less than 5 years. Reliance remains deeply committed to contribute and support to this initiative of the state. Just 3 weeks back, Honorable Chief Minister Ji flagged off Jio's True 5G services in Sri Mahakal Lok corridor. And already this has been rolled out and the True 5G service has gone live in multiple cities like Indore, Bhopal, Jabalpur and Gwalior. Let me promise from this platform today that Jio stands committed to empower all the 428 tehsils across 52 districts of Madhya Pradesh with True 5G by December 2023. We also wish to strengthen our optic fiber network with the support of the Madhya Pradesh government to service even most remote villages. We have already rolled out over 5,000 kilometers of fiber laying and plan to double it to 10,000 kilometers. With this ubiquitous, low latency, 1 Gbps wireless data connectivity, backed by robust, all-round wired connectivity, the revolutionary power of digital technologies will become accessible to every student, every farmer, every worker, and every entrepreneur across the length and breadth of the state. This will positively transform education, farming, and healthcare sectors in particular, and ensure that the world's best services reach every village and town seamlessly. This will also give a boost to the entrepreneurial ambitions of the youth and create value for the society and investors. We are also planning to open 270 new retail outlets in Madhya Pradesh in the next year and double our fuel retailing and advanced mobility solutions footprint. They will support thousands of direct and indirect jobs. As you know, our beloved Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has vowed to make India net carbon zero by 2070. Reliance has made a solemn commitment to lead this zero carbon journey for India. Reliance has set a massive target of enabling 100 plus gigawatts of solar energy generation capacity in India by 2030. With the next generation technology, world-class manufacturing setup and deep integration, Reliance aims to push the solar power cost to one of the lowest in the world, which will boost India's capability to produce world's most affordable green hydrogen. For this purpose, Reliance will explore multi-gigawatt, round-the-clock renewable energy projects in Madhya Pradesh. It is working on biomass for renewable energy generation and has already invested in Madhya Pradesh for producing densified biomass at 6 sites already. We plan to invest in creating more such facilities. All put together, Reliance has already invested over 22,500 crores in Madhya Pradesh, creating large number of livelihood opportunities in the state and contributing to the state's growth phenomenally. Plans are afoot Plans are afoot to invest an additional 40,000 crores in the state in the coming years, which will enable the state to meet the demand for energy sustainably, unlock its tremendous economic potential, and generate thousands of growth prospects for the people of the state. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji. I wish him all the very best. To him, to his ministerial colleagues, and to the highly dedicated and hardworking officers. I am confident that Madhya Pradesh will scale newer heights of growth and prosperity under your dynamic leadership, sir. And with that, Reliance will not lag behind and partner the state to soar even higher. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद रिलायंस के मध्य प्रदेश में आपके संकल्पों को हमारे साथ साझा करने का। और अब मैं आमंत्रित करती हूं श्री संजीव बजाज जी को, चेयरमैन एंड मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बजाज फिनसर्व लिमिटेड।
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी, Your Excellencies, the President of Guyana and Suriname, other guests, ladies and gentlemen. I compliment the Honorable Chief Minister for his leadership in organizing the Invest Madhya Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023. His innovative ideas, his progressive policies, and as he was telling us yesterday, the early focus, I think 2006, when he brought about the first such summit, have led the way for the progress of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has tremendous opportunity for all investors, and let me mention just a few. First, it has a very strong mineral base, and 14% of India's cement production is based here. Many of my colleagues have already mentioned about their investments in that space. It is also a leading producer of coal, manganese, limestone, copper, etc. Second, MP has been categorized as an achiever amongst Indian states in the ease of doing business by the World Bank and DIPB in their rankings. With over 100 industrial areas, 7 smart cities, and a robust multimodal transport system, it offers tremendous promise. Third, the state is a leading producer of a variety of horticulture crops and offers lucrative opportunities for food processing. Next, in the influence area of the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, the state is developing multiple industrial zones along this corridor and getting ready to rise to the next level of reform. Fifth, it is also one of the top tourist attractions of the country and has become a hub of cheetah tourism that we've all heard about. So with these points, I believe, and as CII, we encourage and urge investors to leverage on this opportunity. And personally, as far as the Bajaj Group is concerned, the Bajaj Group has been here for decades with many of our businesses, from motorcycles to three-wheelers, lights, electrical appliances, and more recently our financial services businesses, whether in loans or insurance. As much as 2 years ago, Bajaj Finance, our NBFC that gives loans, was present in 150 cities and towns in MP. But looking at the tremendous growth that this state has to offer, within 2 years, we are now from 150 cities and towns in over 300 cities and towns only in Madhya Pradesh. The future of Bajaj is very closely linked with the future of Madhya Pradesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now inviting our next eminent dignitary, Shri Vineet Mittal ji, Chairman, Avada Group.
नमस्कार। देश के यशस्वी एवं मध्य प्रदेश के कर्मयोगी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी, हिज एक्सीलेंसीज, ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर मीट में आए देश विदेश के सम्मानीय अतिथिगण और उद्योग जगत के मेरे मित्रों, आज से 15-20 वर्षों पूर्व मध्य प्रदेश को एक बीमारू राज्य के रूप में देखा जाता था और बड़े उद्योग जब मध्य प्रदेश में इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए अपने बोर्ड पे जाते थे तो बोर्ड पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते थे और लास्ट 15-20 वर्षों में जो मध्य प्रदेश में हुआ है उससे काफ़ी इन्वेस्टमेंट ही नहीं आया, बल्कि मध्य प्रदेश का खुद का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ज़बरदस्त हुआ है। कल जब मैं एयरपोर्ट से उतर कर आ रहा था तो मेरे साथ मेरे कोलीग प्रशांत चौबे जी थे, जो मध्य प्रदेश में सागर जिले में पढ़े हैं, और वो बोल रहे थे वो 12वीं कक्षा में जब पढ़ते थे और भोपाल उनको आना होता था तो पूरा दिन लग जाता था। तो मैंने पूछा अब कितना लगता है, तो बोले अब तो 2-3 घंटे में पहुंच जाते हैं सागर से। तो ये मध्य प्रदेश का डेवलपमेंट है लास्ट 20 इयर्स में। और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी ने लास्ट 2 दशकों में बड़े पैमाने में परिवर्तन किया है। यहाँ व्यापक परिवर्तन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के क्षेत्र में हुआ है, टूरिज्म में दिख रहा है, आईटी के क्षेत्र में दिख रहा है। और हमारे ग्रुप ने भी जब करीब 15 वर्ष पहले यहाँ पे सोलर प्रोजेक्ट लगाने का प्रस्ताव रखा, तब वो विश्व का 2nd लार्जेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट था और इंडिया में भी कहीं उतने बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स लोग लगाते नहीं थे। और पूरा मध्य प्रदेश में सहयोग मिला और 2013 में हम लोगों ने 151 मेगावाट, जो एशिया का सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट था और विश्व का 2nd लार्जेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट था, रिकॉर्ड 1 वर्षों में लगाया था, जिसको प्रधानमंत्री जी ने और मुख्यमंत्री जी ने उद्घाटन भी किया था नीमच जिले में। अब हमारा ग्रुप आगर में प्रोजेक्ट लगा रहा है करीब 1200 करोड़ का और करीब 1000 मेगावाट के और सोलर के प्रोजेक्ट हम डिफरेंट एरिया में मध्य प्रदेश के लगा रहे हैं। और मध्य प्रदेश में हमारा सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट आ रहा है इंटीग्रेटेड सोलर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में। सो राइट फ्रॉम सिलिकॉन टू मॉड्यूल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वी आर सिटिंग नियर इंदौर, and this will be one of the largest investment of Avada Group. In first phase, we are setting up 5 gigawatt of cell to module factory, and then going all the way to silicon and sand. And the reason we chose Madhya Pradesh is readily availability of land, water, access, and the biggest advantage is the talent pool. When we looked at few other states and we had to relocate people were easily comfortable relocating to Indore compared to some other smaller towns, and that clicked in its favor to select Madhya Pradesh as the destination for our very large project. And this will be one of its kind, and probably in few years when it will be operational, it will be the fully integrated facility. We are also encouraging our suppliers ecosystem to come and co-invest because we'll need a lot of supply for glasses, frames, and many other components to set up their whole ecosystem along with us here. So not only we are successful, but it also helps Madhya Pradesh to attract more investment. So as an Avada, what convinces us more and more about Madhya Pradesh is that when you set up a large project, you will have a lot of challenge. And what makes Madhya Pradesh unique is that CM Saab himself treats him like a CEO, and every month he will meet and ensure that your challenges are resolved and solved in a time-bound fashion. And one thing, last month when I visited his office and noticed that there was this doha from Sundarkand, which is written on his wall. Ram काजू किन्हे बिन मोही कहाँ विश्राम. सो सुंदरकांड की इन पंक्तियों का अर्थ ये है कि भगवान हनुमान बोलते हैं कि राम भक्त जब तक अपने आराध्य का काज नहीं कर लेंगे तब तक विश्राम करना भी उनको स्वीकार नहीं है. तो मेरे को सेम अप्रोच सीएम साहब में लगती है कि जब तक वो मध्य प्रदेश को 550 बिलियन की इकोनॉमी नहीं बना लेंगे तब तक वो भी विश्राम नहीं करेंगे और पूर्ण रूप से प्रयत्नशील रहेंगे. और उनकी इस लगन और सपोर्ट के से कॉन्फिडेंट होके हम लोगों ने अपने बोर्ड को कन्विंस किया इतने बड़े इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए. एंड वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू मेकिंग मोर एंड मोर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हियर. थैंक यू एवरीवन.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर. माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के लिए आपकी जो मन की बात है वो हमारे साथ साझा करने का, और आपका जो मध्य प्रदेश को संभावनाओं का प्रदेश दिखते हैं. अब मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ श्री प्रणव अदानी जी को, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर अदानी एग्रो ऑयल गैस लिमिटेड.
Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan Ji, Honorable President of Guyana, Honorable President of Suriname, Union Ministers, distinguished leaders, administrators, captains of the industry, and my dear friends. It is both an honor and privilege for me for addressing such an eminent crowd. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak here in Indore at the 2023 Madhya Pradesh Global Investor Summit. I'm always happy to visit Indore, not only because it is the cleanest city or because this is the only city where you have the IIT and IIM, पर वो इसलिए भी क्योंकि जब मैं इंदौर आता हूँ तो हमेशा मुझे चांस मिलता है शराफा बाजार का पुआ और जलेबी खाने का. You know, Indore is also an eternal tribute to the belief, penance, and sacrifice, values epitomized by the magnificent Khajrana Ganesh Temple and the noble courage of Devi Ahilyabai Holkar. The past 20 years have witnessed a striking turnaround in India's approach to business. I believe the turnaround started in the year 2003 when our Prime Minister Modi ji, then Gujarat's Chief Minister, organized the first Vibrant Gujarat Summit an event around in India. Modi ji's vision has sparked healthy competition among all the states, not only to bring in investments, but also to compete for the ease of doing business. To me, it is hardly surprising that this state is an entrepreneur's delight. After all, Madhya Pradesh is blessed with everything that an entrepreneur could ask for. It has easy accessibility, an abundance of natural resource, a very young, large, literate workforce, and above all, an approachable and efficient administration empowered by the visionary leadership of Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji. It is this rare confluence that so many positives have encouraged many business houses over here to come and invest in Madhya Pradesh, and the Adani Group is privileged to be one of them. Honorable Chief Minister, let me now present an overview of what the Adani Group is doing in Madhya Pradesh and what more we intend to do going forward. Our ongoing projects in Madhya Pradesh have a combined project value of rupees 27,500 crores. We are operational in a large number of sectors, including power generation and transmission, gas distribution, cement manufacturing, integrated natural resource management, roads, agri-processing, defense, logistics, irrigation, and renewable energy. I'm delighted to announce that not only will we continue our investments in all these sectors, but we will also significantly expand our presence in Madhya Pradesh. Our commitment to the state will see us investing in excess of rupees 60,000 crores in a wide variety of projects and sectors, which I anticipate will not only create thousands of direct and indirect jobs, but will also help reshape the economic outlook of several major districts. Close to Indore, our road teams is four-laning the Nanasa-Pitgaon section of National Highway 47. We have taken up the Shakar-Pench Link Combined Project, a massive piped pressurized water micro-irrigation system. As one of the largest buyers of agriculture commodities in Madhya Pradesh, we are planning to set up a food park and expand our existing logistics network with silos, warehousing, and multimodal logistic parks at 6 locations, which are Dhar, Guna, Damo, Ujjain, and 2 sites here in Indore. These projects will see us investing around 5,250 crores. As the second largest cement manufacturer in the country, we have big plans in Madhya Pradesh. Today, we have only one plant in Katni, but that will change. We will invest additional rupees 3,500 crores to set up 3 more plants in Ametha, Devas, and Bhopal, to almost triple our cement capacity to 7.5 million tons per annum. I'm also pleased to announce that we expect to commission the plant in Ametha this year itself. In line with our commitment to equitable energy transition, we will invest close to rupees 39,000 crores in renewable energy, including manufacturing of solar and wind, and setting up a major pump storage hydro project. We will also invest another rupees 15,000 crores on our ongoing capacity expansion project at the Mahan Energen Thermal Power Plant, where we plan to increase our capacity by 1,600 megawatts for meeting India's ever-changing hunger for reliable, affordable base-load power. In closing, let me touch upon our social outreach in Madhya Pradesh. Inclusive growth, or growth with goodness, has always been our guiding philosophy. through the Adani Foundation, our assertive programs in education, healthcare, nutrition, water conservation, and skill development, we are already benefiting over 150,000 people in Singrauli, Katni, Vidisha, and Nimrani districts. And we will keep expanding our social coverage. Honorable Chief Minister, I must say that these great strides in every sphere of the state's development have all been possible by your vision to build Madhya Pradesh into our nation's most business-friendly, socially equitable investment destination. Your tireless work for the people's welfare, your unfailing politeness, and your unique ability to simultaneously focus on industrial development and social growth have opened the doors of the state to the world of progress. On behalf of the Adani Group, I thank you for your inspiration, guidance, and support as we do our little bit to help write the Madhya Pradesh growth story. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your optimistic views on the growth of Madhya Pradesh and the future footprints which you are going to be casting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would like to take the privilege and honor of requesting and inviting our distinguished guest of honor, the Honorable President of Suriname, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santokhi ji.
Thank you. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, President of Guyana, Honorable Excellencies, distinguished ministers, distinguished guests, and a special welcome to the business community from India and all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, आदरणीय उपस्थित भाई और बहनों, मेरा तरफ से नमस्कार. Good afternoon. I am pleased to deliver the keynote address at this Global Investors Summit. And I believe this Global Investors Summit fits perfectly with the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, as both have the same goal to optimize the potential of the Indian diaspora. I congratulate the Chief Minister, the Honorable Shivraj Chauhan, who I met personally yesterday, with his vision to make Madhya Pradesh to what it is today. Let us all take this success story and the promising future of sustainable development and growth. Chief Minister, together with your team, you have delivered a model that is both innovative and forward-looking. With the financial, economic, and most of all, the social foundation with the specific roles and responsibilities for the youth and women, you have laid the foundation for improved and sustained economic development. Mr. Chief Minister, you have understood well that sustainable development is not achievable without a solid partnership between the public and private sectors and without targeting investment in the social and physical infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, we live indeed in challenging times with a deepening crisis in Eastern Europe affecting the world as a whole and the potential to set major economies back for years. Add to this the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, the debt burden in many small developing economies, the effects of climate change, the limited access to investment financing, etc., then you will understand that many countries face a dire financial economic situation. At the same time, any crisis brings about opportunities that need to be seized with confidence. For example, global financial investment flows have been rerouted from Europe to Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, production and productivity levels could have an enormous improvement and have led to access to global markets and competitive prices. I'm therefore not surprised that India is in the chair of G20 summit, having taken over from another emerging economy, Indonesia. The theme chosen by India, One World, One Family, One Future, says it all. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I wish Prime Minister Narendra Modi all the success in the world in providing solid and visionary leadership and thereby not forgetting the small developing economies. I'm convinced that he, as G20 chairman, and India will lead the way towards a more just and correct international system, both from a political and economic perspective. India's chairmanship of the G20 is undoubtedly an opportunity not to waste, but to pave a future road in the global financial architecture. It is a global platform to resolve current issues that hamper the growth of our economies. My country, Suriname, therefore supports India in its bid to a non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council at the United Nations. India's role in the world is increasingly becoming important and recognized. India and the Indian diaspora has made its entrance in the global and national corporate world for a while now. But lately, we have seen an increase in the selection and presence of Indians in leadership positions in many large companies. This opens up opportunities which we must take advantage of and utilize for the further development of our countries. The diaspora business community must be involved in taking our economies to a new level of social responsibility and sustainable development of our societies in the future. In this regard, I'm delighted that the Caribbean region is represented at this event by both Guyana and Suriname. Our presence here only underlines our commitment to strengthening the synergies between our countries and regions to forge partnership and build long-term cooperation. Both countries have been blessed by proven oil and gas resources in the billions. With good management, they can jumpstart our economies to a new level of development. Suriname stands on the cusp of promising developments in the oil and gas industry. As we are all aware, the future of oil and gas industry in light of climate change is a topic of significant debate and uncertainty. Some believe that the industry will not continue to play a significant role in the global energy mix for the foreseeable future. However, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see it in this way. While there are alternatives to fossil fuels such as hydrogen, biogas, solar energy, wind energy, propane, and natural gas, specific applications such as aviation and shipping cannot fully make use of this at this moment. Still, these applications look for another alternatives, how they can cut the impact on the climate, and therefore I believe that industry will continue, but in a green way, in an environment-friendly manner, with more advanced technology. Ladies and gentlemen, in December 2022, we had the first joint business council between the private sectors of our countries in preparation of this event, in which Suriname highlighted the areas of interest for cooperation. These include agriculture and agro-processing, aquaculture, manufacturing, research and development, business process outsourcing, the chemical industry, mining, wood processing, energy, pharmaceutical industry, tourism, and hospitality. Yet, trade between Suriname and India is modest. There is still much to be done to encourage trade and investment between both nations, including dealing with issues like air and maritime transportation, business visa requirements, foster more cooperation in the fields of education and cultural exchanges, enhancing the ease of doing business, and exploring new opportunities. Our Suriname Investment Trade Agency, SITA, will be the government's single point of entry to guide foreign investors through the process of establishing their company in Suriname. We stand ready to welcome you. Suriname will facilitate Indian companies to set up businesses in Suriname and serve the wider region, including CARICOM and the Central South America, a market of 600 million people. With a growing middle class, we can be the supply chain hub for you for this region. You are part of our community as much as we are part of your community. The government of Suriname is committed to encouraging the development of business relations between Suriname and India. We are willing to provide all necessary support to enhance trade between the two countries. To take advantage of these opportunities, the business communities of both countries need to work together and shape the South-South relationship between them. Mr. Chief Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my government is open for business and willing to provide incentives to investors. My government is in the process of promoting the ease of doing business and removing barriers, impediments, and bureaucracy in doing business. My government is supporting the public-private strategy and is designing an investment-friendly environment for the business community. I wish all participants success in their quest to expand their business and connect with fellow persons of Indian origin. Creating valuable wealth, responsibility, therefore not only improving the lives of the Indian diaspora, but also the world community. It was indeed an honor to visit Madhya Pradesh, to take part in several Pravasi Bharatiya Divas meetings, to witness the cultural diversity and to enjoy the cuisine. But very important for me was the connect with Indian business and the business community. We all can make a difference in the world. You can make the difference. Yes, we are the difference. In a balanced and responsible manner, by combining our long-standing religious and spiritual fundamental norms and values with modern concept of market management and production, we are changing the world. The private refinery company, Reliance, I visited during my trip, is changing the world. The smart city, the cleanest city, Madhya Pradesh, is changing the world. We see this happening here in India and everywhere in the world, every single moment. If you want to change the world, be the change. Thank you, and may the Almighty God bless you all and success with your meetings. Thank you very much. Dhanyabad.
Thank you very much, Honorable President, sir, for your very deep insights into many challenges which the world is facing and wherein the Leaders of the world have to join together in combating them and showing your faith and confidence in Madhya Pradesh and India to be the leaders of change. Thank you, Honorable President, sir. And now I would like to request His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ali ji, हमारे गयाना के माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी.
Thank you very much, my dear friend President Santokhi, Prime Minister Modi, Union Ministers, Chief Minister and members of the Madhya Pradesh Cabinet and Government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, I do not intend to speak to you on what we already know. Right here in this room, we have some of the most transformative companies in the world. Companies that have established global footprint. They have done it. They have proven to the world that they are successful at what they do. And I think we ought to applaud the Indian private sector for the role they are playing in world development. But none of this could have occurred without the right ecosystem, the right investment environment, the right policies and programs to stimulate the investment and growth. And that is where the role of good governance and good policy making comes in. And we must applaud the government of India, and here in Madhya Pradesh, his chief minister and his cabinet, for the type of policies and programs they have instituted to ensure this growth and development that we are seeing. You know, many of you may look at my own country, Guyana, and say we have a very small population. I want to position to you this morning that that is true. But also remember that the UAE and Qatar, look at their population and look at where they are today. By the grace of God, we have been blessed with the same resource and a bit more in our natural resources. And with that resource that is available now to us, we intend to position Guyana as a global leader in many areas. We are humble about our approach to growth and development. We are humble about our approach to the transformation of our society and our people. And we understand that we have a global responsibility. We have a responsibility to ensure that our growth and development is balanced and promote a world that is safer, a world that transitions itself into one in which the planet will be a better place in which all of us can live. Indeed, India is demonstrating to the world with innovation, technology, human resource transformation, good policy, strong global leadership, that they are ready and willing to lead in this revolution. And that is why it is in that context that this investment forum is critical for us. I invite the world to visit Indore and have a physical demonstration as to how transformation has led to the cleanest city in India. You want a real-life experience, come here and see it for yourselves. I have seen it. You want an experience to see what dynamic leadership, good policy making, and a conducive eco-investment environment is, come and speak to the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh and his government, and you'll have an experience of what that is. Today, many of the companies here will come together under one roof. I urge you not to seek to win alone, but to seek to create a win-win environment in which you can build partnership, in which you can form consortiums, in which you can look at untapped areas. And I can say maybe in this investment forum, on a per capita basis, Guyana may have the largest delegation here at this investment forum on a per capita basis. And I have urged the private sector of Guyana to ensure they form partnership and build consortium to unlock the potential that exists within our country. We need the technology, the human skills, and of course the capital. But not only in an outward way. Here in this great state, there are opportunities for even our local private sector to participate. And we have urged, and we are working with the Chief Minister and his government in outlining a clear, definitive strategy in an MOU in areas of cooperation that we want to work with the state on in building private sector, all of which must be driven by the private sector, supported by strong signaling from the government of India, this state, and the government of Guyana that we are ready to marry the private interest in stimulating growth and advancement of business opportunity. If you use a recent example of the pandemic, many of you may say we are so far apart. We are so far apart in establishing businesses. But the COVID-19 pandemic taught us a very important lesson as to how close we are to each other. In one sweep, one pandemic, one virus affected the entire world, the entire global system, the entire economy. Why is it with the type of capability that we have in technology, we can develop an ecosystem that can also affect the world in a clean sweep with the right environment and policy framework? And this is where India must provide leadership. This is where the industry leaders who are here must look at establishing a new framework through which you can create this leadership. Today, there is need for a new global investment order. A new global investment order that seeks to create a win-win situation between states, that seeks to harmonize strategies and policy making, that seeks to have greater market integration, that seeks to have greater people integration, that seeks to create a more balanced, compatible policy environment, and one in which we can match our strategies of development. Guyana, India, and this state that we are in today, when you look at the commonality of the vision and the goals that we want to achieve, we can have a clear match of strategy, a clear match of policy that gives the private sector the level of predictability and comfort that they require to make long-term investment. And that is why the policymakers are important to these forums. We are embarking on building the services sector in Guyana and in the region. The CARICOM region, or the Caribbean region, may seem small in population, but it is the most influential tourism market in the world. This market requires people, services, financial services, hospitality services, health services, educational services. India, you are positioned in a way better than any other to be the leader in the provision of these services to support the ecosystem. And I invite you to look at the opportunities as it exists in positioning yourself as the strongest player in providing human resource capacity, capability, and competence in servicing these industries in the region. Our aspirations align in technology, food production, energy security, human resource development, natural resource, climate change, security, and of course, I want to spend just a few minutes on outlining to you how Guyana is advancing itself, not to be a player, but to be an important cornerstone in every single area that I've just mentioned. In relation to climate services, our forest stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon. As a country, all of our carbon in that forest is now R3 certified, which means that entire carbon footprint is now available for sale. It has been certified even to be used in the greatest sector, the aviation sector. As a small country, we have recently signed the first and largest deal on the global market for carbon credit with an end user, and much more than that, an end user who's an oil company, Hess Incorporation. We are positioning ourselves to be a leader on climate services, ecological service, biological services. And we invite you to be part of this transformation. Much more than this, because of our rich arable lands, abundance of fresh water, and our geographic positioning, we have the capability and the opportunity not to be a player, but to be the leader in food production and food security for the region in which Guyana sits. And we invite the Indian private sector to look at this opportunity that gives them access to a market of more than 400 million people. We have all the investment vehicle tools that you have here. And we are ready to deploy it so that you can position yourself in a new market that offers exciting opportunity. Our global strategy must see this integration. In another 2 years, we should be producing 1.2 million barrels of oil per day. 1.2 million barrels of oil per day. And there is a moral question that the world asks: how long would be the life cycle of oil in this new global scenario? And I want to ask a different question. It is clear that oil will still play a leading role in the foreseeable future. But who determines who must produce that oil? There is a great policy environment that we now operating in which new financing for oil investment is being trapped in an environment that see the cost of financing very high and maybe not even available. But isn't this protecting a monopoly that exists already? And isn't this creating an environment in which newcomers to the sector are placed at a disadvantage? It's a moral question. It's a moral question. So our policy is very simple. We must exploit this resource as fast as possible in ensuring that the revenues that come build an economy that is strong, resilient, and sustainable on many and standing on many other pillars in a world 2030 and beyond. The world 2030 and beyond is going to be a much different world than we see today. Unless we reinvent ourselves and reposition ourselves in governments and in the private sector, we will not be able to build an ecosystem around our businesses that can compete in a world 2030 and beyond. The world 2030 and beyond, as we heard, will see India in the top 3 economies in the world. How are we preparing ourselves to function in that world? How are we extending our global footprint in this new evolution of things? And I want to give the example of cricket, because all of us love cricket. But it's a very serious example that requires a lot of inward looking. We are working on a plan now to position Guyana as a major destination for world cricket. I've recently brought in Sir Clive Lloyd, and I'm working now, negotiating with a major Indian cricketing name to position Guyana as a mecca of cricket in the geographic location we are in, close to North America, close to the US and Canada. I want to remind the Indian Cricket Board that not so long ago there were other powers who were the big players and movers of cricket. Because of innovation and forward planning, you have been able to take that position in global cricket. But if you do not continue to innovate and position yourselves, you'll be making a big mistake. One of the biggest mistakes that these powers of cricket made was to have too much inward-looking policies, trying to capture only a segment. I offer you the opportunity to make Guyana your next investment destination in building out the cricket product. Guyana is the home now for the CPL finals for the next 3 years. How can we build a product that will bring in the North American market in an environment that is close to the market? We as a government are willing to invest in the infrastructure. We as a government are willing to invest in the ecosystem to support this. You have the power to do it. And I extend this invitation to you to do it with us. We are ready to do it with you. As we work together in promoting a world in which we want to see a difference, today we have an auction that is advertised internationally for 14 more oil blocks, and of course investment in gas. I invite the Indian private sector to take this opportunity and participating in these auctions. I invite you to work with us as we build an economy that is standing on many pillars: health and educational services, infrastructure transformation, climate services, energy security, not only for Guyana but for the entire region, food security, and human resource transformation. Together we can make everything possible. The great leadership that India offers the world is based on the exceptional human resource pool that you have. It is based on the exceptional innovation and technology that you deploy globally. I offer you Guyana as a geographic space in which you can expand this reach. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable President, sir, for your very encouraging, inspiring and motivating address, inspiring, motivating everyone towards a shared effort, shared growth and shared prosperity. And ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to request Shri Nadir Godrej, the Chairman and Managing Director, Godrej Industries Limited, for his views and commitments.
Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Their Excellencies, the Presidents of Guyana and Suriname, it is a real pleasure to be at the MP Global Investor Summit 23. And of course, I'm truly delighted that I've been cordially invited as a special honored guest to a state that aspires to be the best. MP is indeed the central state. Its recent progress has been great. Now, ever since our liberalization, we've had rapid growth in our nation. This is a fact that is well known, and the Godrej Group has also grown. A major investment was therefore done in Malanpur way back in 91. Till now, the investment's several hundred crore. This year, we've added significantly more. For GCPL, Godrej Consumer Products, this is a major base, and it could well be the case that as we look for an expansion site, Malanpur itself might prove to be right. Indeed, if we are enticed to go there, Malanpur could have the lion's share. I'm sure you think it's very nifty that our employment is 1,250. Now that we will add on hair creme, we'll employ 75 more of them. 2 lakh farmers' needs are met by our Godrej Agrovet. Godrej Capitals in MP for sure. In fact, right here in Indore. In Bhopal, they will soon expand. Their property loans will be on hand. And in MP, I'm sure we'll see steadily increasing activity. In the past, whatever we have sought, we did receive good support. In the future, too, we're very sure this good support will endure. The progress has been very steady, but now MP is future ready. Our CSR takes us quite far, and Madhya Pradesh is the star. And here we are really ahead with our program called Embed, Elimination of Mosquito-Borne Endemic Disease. With this program, millions can get a release. On rapid progress, we're always bent. The reduction in cases is 70%. Malaria and dengue we need to sap. A useful tool is our treatment app. A lot of progress is what we see. Many of our villages are malaria-free. 9,000 beauticians have been skillfully trained. A steep jump in income has all been clearly gained. With training in sanitation, waste management and hygiene, improved health parameters have clearly been seen. Our CSR team I'd like to applaud for the CSR Universe Social Impact Award. 2022 for health and sanitation, an important priority for our nation. Our Malanpur plant aspires to be clean. Most of our energy we'd like to be green. In time, this will be eminently doable. 30% is already renewable. But as we add biomass cogeneration, 3/4 of our energy is our aspiration. So we'll be largely clean, not at all dirty, and we'll do it well before 2030. A strong relationship is what we see hand in hand. Let's proceed. Godrej and MP. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very poetic and emphatic expression on the faith and confidence in Madhya Pradesh. और देवी सज्जनों, अब माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को आमंत्रित करते हुए मैं सिर्फ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की कविता की 2 पंक्तियां यहाँ पर कहना चाहूँगी। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा था कि वो जो मुश्किलों का पहाड़ है, वो जो मुश्किलों का पहाड़ है, वहीं तो मेरी हौसलों की मीनार है। और यही हौसले हैं और यही बुलंद इरादे हैं हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के, जिसने इस प्रदेश को बीमारू राज्य से अब एक फ्यूचर रेडी स्टेट बना दिया है। तो आइए आप सभी की तालियों के बीच आमंत्रित करते हैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के सपनों को, उनके दृष्टिकोण को और उद्योग के लिए उनके संदेश को।
आखिर सुनने की भी सीमा होती है। देर हो गई लेकिन मामा भी बोलेगा। हमारे बीच उपस्थित प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ गयाना डॉक्टर मोहम्मद इरफान अली जी, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ सूरीनाम श्री चंद्रिका प्रसाद संतोखी जी, मैं माफी चाहता हूं, भरा पूरा मंच है, लेकिन अब समय इसकी इजाजत नहीं दे रहा कि मैं सबको नाम से संबोधित करूं। आप भी सहमत होंगे, इसलिए मंच पर विराजमान हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर, हिंदुस्तान के चमकते हुए सितारे उद्योग जगत के यहां बैठे हुए हैं, ऐसे हमारे सभी जिन्हें देश का गौरव बढ़ाया है उद्योगपतिगण, और यहां केवल भारत के नहीं, मुझे बताते हुए खुशी है, ये ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट सचमुच में ग्लोबल है। 10 पार्टनर कंट्री, जापान, कनाडा, नीदरलैंड, गयाना, मॉरिशस, बांग्लादेश, जिम्बाब्वे, सूरीनाम, पनामा, फिजी। गयाना और सूरीनाम के तो माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी आए, लेकिन पनामा की विदेश मंत्री, मॉरिशस के वित्त मंत्री, बांग्लादेश के वाणिज्य मंत्री, जिम्बाब्वे के खनिज मंत्री, वो भी इस समिट में भाग ले रहे हैं। दुनिया के 33 देशों के या तो एम्बेसडर हैं या काउंसलेट जनरल हैं। 84 देशों के 431 अंतरराष्ट्रीय बिजनेस डेलीगेट्स आए हैं। 2 एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल और 10 बायलैटरल ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इस समिट में शामिल हैं। मित्रों, यहां 1-to-1 भी आपके बीच भी होगा, बायर सेलर मीट भी है, और अंतरराष्ट्रीय प्रदर्शनी में 15 देशों ने स्टॉल अपने लगाए हैं। बायर सेलर मीट के भी 364 अंतरराष्ट्रीय वायर समिट में आ रहे हैं। तो सचमुच में ये इन्वेस्टर समिट ग्लोबल है, ग्लोबल। और भारत का सोच तो हजारों वर्ष पहले से ग्लोबल है। हजारों साल पहले इस देश ने कहा, एकम सद विप्रा बहुधा वदंती। सत्य एक है, लेकिन विद्वान उसको अलग अलग तरीके से बताते हैं। यहां वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की बात हो रही थी। भारत ने हजारों साल पहले कहा, अयम निजम परा वेत्ति गणना लघु चेत साम उदार चरिता नाम तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम। ये मेरा है, ये तेरा है। ये सोच छोटे दिल वालों का है। जो विशाल हृदय के होते हैं वो तो कहते हैं सारी दुनिया ही एक परिवार है। ये सारी दुनिया एक परिवार है, और इसलिए दुनिया भर के 84 देशों से आए हुए सभी प्रतिनिधियों का मैं मध्य प्रदेश की इस पवित्र धरती पर हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं, हृदय से अभिनंदन करता हूं। अभी हमारे जब उद्योगपति मित्र बोल रहे थे तब वो चर्चा कर रहे थे, पहले मध्य प्रदेश कैसा था। विशेषकर फिरोदिया साहब बहुत पहले से यहां थे। उन्होंने बताया कि टूटी फूटी सड़कें, ये बात सही है कि एक जमाना था जब मध्य प्रदेश बीमारू राज्य कहा जाता था। मैंने एक बार अमेरिका में कहा और इंदौर के सुपर कॉरिडोर को देख के कहा था कि हमारी सड़कें तो अमेरिका से अच्छी हैं। तो कुछ लोगों ने हल्ला मचा दिया, और हम नहीं कह रहे, जमाना कह रहा है। कल हमारे जो प्रवासी भारतीय आए थे उनमें से अनेकों ने कहा, लंदन वालों ने कहा इंदौर की सड़कें तो लंदन से ज्यादा अच्छी है। हम नहीं कह रहे, अब लोग कह रहे हैं। इंदौर 6वीं बार क्लीनेस्ट सिटी है, और ये 6वीं हमारी इन्वेस्टर समिट हो रही है। मध्य प्रदेश भी क्लीनेस्ट स्टेट है हिंदुस्तान की। हम सबसे स्वच्छतम राज्य है। एक जमाना था जब सचमुच में मध्य प्रदेश बीमारू स्टेट था, लेकिन आज मुझे कहते हुए प्रसन्नता है, मध्य प्रदेश की ग्रोथ रेट करंट प्राइजेज पे 19.76% है, देश में सबसे ज्यादा। अब हम तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। भारत की जीएसडीपी में हमारा योगदान पहले केवल 3.6% था, 3.6%, अब बढ़कर हो गया 4.6%। कभी हमारी कुल जीएसडीपी हुआ करती थी 1 लाख करोड़ के आसपास, आज 12 लाख करोड़ के पार निकल गए हैं। पर कैपिटा इनकम कभी मध्य प्रदेश की थी 13,000 रुपया, अभी बढ़ के 1,37,000 हुई है। लेकिन इससे हमें चैन नहीं है, संतोष नहीं है। इसलिए तो हम दिन और रात काम कर रहे हैं, इससे आगे और आगे हमें ले जाना है। मित्रों, हमारा एक्सपोर्ट इस साल 60,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा का हुआ है। लगातार हम आगे बढ़ने का प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं। मैं उसके विस्तार में समय के कारण नहीं जाऊंगा, लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश क्यों? वैसे गयाना भी हमारा है, सूरीनाम भी हमारा है। अब वहां भी इन्वेस्टमेंट कीजिए। ये प्लेटफॉर्म है सबको मिलाने का। भारत में इन्वेस्टमेंट आए। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है $5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनाना है हिंदुस्तान को 2026 तक। हमने तय कर दिया मध्य प्रदेश को $550 बिलियन की इकोनॉमी हम बनाएंगे, और इसलिए दिनों रात हम काम करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। मध्य प्रदेश में अगर सुविधाओं की दृष्टि से आप देखें तो नंबर 1, मैं बहुत विस्तार में आज नहीं जाऊंगा, हमारे पास उद्योगों के लिए जमीन की पर्याप्त उपलब्धता है। 2 लाख एकड़ का लैंड बैंक है हमारे पास, और यहां जो इन्वेस्टर आए हैं वो मैप पे उंगली रख के हमको बता दें कि यहां जमीन चाहिए, हम उनको 24 आवर्स में आवंटित करके दे देंगे। कोई दिक्कत और परेशानी नहीं, पर्याप्त जमीन है हमारे पास। कोई जमाना था जब बिजली आती कम थी, जाती ज्यादा थी, लेकिन अब 24/7 पावर है हमारे पास। मध्य प्रदेश में 25,800 मेगावाट बिजली की स्थापित क्षमता है, उपलब्धता है, और तो और दिल्ली की मेट्रो भी मध्य प्रदेश की बिजली से चल रही है। रीवा सोलर पावर प्लांट दिल्ली की मेट्रो को बिजली देता है। आपको जितनी बिजली चाहिए हमारे पास बिजली की कोई कमी नहीं है। तीसरी चीज है पानी, रहीबन पानी, राखिए बिन पानी सब सून, और ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन जैसे जो प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं हमारे, सेमीकंडक्टर फैब, इनमें पानी बहुत अधिक लगता है, लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश में नर्मदा सहित सदा बहने वाली नदियां हैं, और नदियों के जल को भी हमने समुद्र में नहीं जाने दिया, जगह जगह बांध बना के रोक दिया है। जितना पानी चाहिए, मध्य प्रदेश पानीदार प्रदेश है, पानी की कोई कमी नहीं है हमारे यहां। एक बात और, मध्य प्रदेश शांति का टापू है, शांति का टापू। एक जमाना था जब चंबल के बीहड़ों में डकैतों का आतंक था। जब हमने सरकार बनाई तो साफ कह दिया मध्य प्रदेश में या तो डाकू रहेंगे या शिवराज सिंह चौहान रहेगा, दोनों एक साथ नहीं रह सकते। 1 साल में सारे डकैतों का सफाया हो गया था, उसके बाद से डकैत पनप नहीं पाए अब कभी भी। यहां कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन खराब नहीं है, बहुत बेहतर है। अब इंदौर में हमने प्रयोग किया 24 घंटे दुकान खोलो जी, सराफा हमारा 24/7 जैसा खुलता है। रात को 2 बजे जाते हैं लोग सराफे में खाने, कोई कानून और व्यवस्था की स्थिति नहीं, शांति का टापू अपना मध्य प्रदेश। फिर एक बड़ी बात, स्किल्ड मैन पावर, मध्य प्रदेश में उसकी कोई कमी नहीं है। एक तो हमारी जनता बहुत अच्छी है जी, सचमुच में न कोई पूरब का है, न कोई पश्चिम का है, न कोई उत्तर का है, न कोई दक्षिण का है। जो मध्य प्रदेश में आता है वो बस मध्य प्रदेश का होके रह जाता है, जैसे दूध में मिलके शक्कर एक हो जाती है। हर एक को सहयोग करने का काम करते हैं हम, और इसलिए यहां कोई भी दिक्कत और परेशानी नहीं होती। स्किल्ड मैन पावर हमारे और नहीं है तो हम तैयार कर देंगे जी। ग्लोबल स्किल पार्क बना रहे हैं हम भोपाल में, हमारी ITI को आइडियल बनाने का हमने प्रयास किया है, और उद्योगों से हमने कहा है कि अगर आप चाहें तो आए, जैसी स्किल्ड मैन पावर चाहिए सरकार के साथ मिलकर तैयार करें, हम आपके साथ खड़े हैं। आप जो बैठे हैं मंच पे और नीचे, ये मध्य प्रदेश के विकास के भागीदार हैं। लेकिन ये सब चीजें हो और ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस ना हो तो भी बड़ी दिक्कत होती है। समिट में तो कह देते हैं आओ स्वागत है, और एक बार आ गए तो कई बार फंसा हुआ महसूस करते हैं कि कहां फंस गए। लेकिन ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में, गुड गवर्नेंस की अभी रैंकिंग हुई हिंदुस्तान में, मध्य प्रदेश का स्थान नंबर 1 पे है, नंबर 1 पे है। हमारी पूरी ब्यूरोक्रेसी आपको सपोर्ट करती। मेरे मंत्री बैठे हैं, ऊपर भी बैठे हैं राज्यवर्धन दत्तीगांव, नीचे भी मंत्री यहां उपस्थित है। अभी सेक्टोरियल प्रेजेंटेशन होंगे अलग अलग सेक्टर के, मंत्री खुद आपको सहयोग करेंगे, अधिकारी आपको खुद सहयोग करेंगे, परेशान किसी भी कीमत पर नहीं होने देंगे। और मध्य प्रदेश में इसके आगे जाके देखें तो मैं केवल CM नहीं CEO भी हूं मध्य प्रदेश का। हर सोमवार को एवरी मंडे मैं मिलने के लिए उद्योगपतियों से स्वयं भी समय अलग निकाल के रखता हूं। ये अद्भुत प्रदेश है सच में मध्य प्रदेश। यहाँ जन संपदा, यहाँ वन संपदा, यहाँ खनिज संपदा। खनिज संपदा की बात करें तो अलग अलग खनिज मध्य प्रदेश में आपको मिलेंगे। यहाँ हीरा है, यहाँ कोयला है, यहाँ डोलोमाइट है, यहाँ लाइमस्टोन है, यहाँ मैग्नीज है। एक नहीं अनेकों खनिजों का भंडार मध्य प्रदेश। 310 से अधिक औद्योगिक क्षेत्र है हमारे यहाँ। 10 फूड पार्क्स हैं, 5 IT सैज हैं, 2 स्पाइस पार्क हैं, 2 प्लास्टिक पार्क हैं, एक मेडिकल डिवाइसेस पार्क बन रहा है, एक पावर इक्विपमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन हम बना रहे हैं, 4 IT पार्क और बना रहे हैं। इसके अलावा EV पार्क, फार्मा पार्क, टेक्सटाइल पार्क, गारमेंट यूनिट्स के लिए प्लग एंड प्ले जोन, सेमीकंडक्टर पार्क। और अगर कुछ बनवाना हो तो बता दो, हम वो भी हम बना देंगे। हम तैयार हैं, क्योंकि जो है केवल उसी की बात नहीं कहेंगे, जो चाहिए उसकी भी बात कहेंगे, क्योंकि हमें करना ही है। निवेश की दृष्टि से अभी आपने देखा हमारे उद्योगपति मित्र स्वयं बता रहे थे, इसलिए मैं उसके विस्तार में नहीं जाना चाहता। हमारे फोकस के सेक्टर्स भी आपके सामने आइए। 251 खदानें हैं हमारे यहाँ, सिलिका, लाइमस्टोन। और एक बात और राज्य की बता दूं, मध्य प्रदेश में कई स्ट्रेटेजिक रॉ मटेरियल्स का उत्पादक है। यहाँ कई ऐसे रॉ मटेरियल्स उपलब्ध हैं जो रक्षा और एयरक्राफ्ट के उपकरण बनाने में उपयोगी हैं, जैसे कॉपर, मोलिब्डेनम, रॉक फॉस्फेट, यूरेनियम और प्लेटिनम जैसे रेयर मेटल्स की संभावनाओं को भी हम एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं, लगातार हम देख रहे हैं। फूड प्रोसेसिंग की दृष्टि से अगर देखें, एग्रो प्रोसेसिंग की दृष्टि से मध्य प्रदेश को देखें तो 11 हमारे यहां जलवायु क्षेत्र है और भारत की खाद्य राजधानी के रूप में उभरा है मध्य प्रदेश। एक जमाना था जब हमारे पास गेहूं की शॉर्टेज होती थी, लेकिन आज पिछले साल ही 1,29,00,000 मीट्रिक टन गेहूं हमने खरीदा था और इस साल हमने 15 लाख मीट्रिक टन गेहूं एक्सपोर्ट किया। वो तो भारत सरकार ने रोक दिया कि नहीं अब एक्सपोर्ट नहीं करना है, क्योंकि देश में जरूरत है। नहीं तो गेहूं के भंडार हमने भरे, चावल के भंडार हमने भरे, सोयाबीन, सोया स्टेट है मध्य प्रदेश। अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में जबलपुर का मटर, बुरहानपुर का केला, इंदौर के आलू, नीमच मंदसौर का लहसुन, निमाड़ की लाल मिर्ची, अलग अलग उत्पाद देखिए हर क्षेत्र में अलग अलग उत्पाद। कहीं हमारा संतरा, हिंदुस्तान का सबसे बड़ा संतरा उत्पादक अगर राज्य कोई है तो मध्य प्रदेश है। अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में अलग अलग चीजें, मुरैना भिंड की सरसों, पीला सोना, जो चाहोगे वो मिलेगा। और हमने तय किया है, मैं अपने, अरे कॉटन तो है ही, और कॉटन भी ऑर्गेनिक कॉटन अपने यहाँ है, उसकी चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। टेक्सटाइल वाले, गारमेंट्स वाले इसलिए बड़ी संख्या में आ रहे हैं कि जितनी बेसिक सुविधाएं चाहिए सब मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर है। और एक बात और हमने की, हमने कहा भैया गेहूं ज्यादा मत उगाओ, बाकी चीजें भी उगाने का काम करो। तो हमने कृषि फसलों के विविधीकरण के लिए एक योजना बनाई, जिसमें हमने तय किया कि उद्योगपति अगर आता और कहता है कि मुझे फलाना उत्पाद चाहिए, कृषि उत्पाद, तो किसान से बात कर ले। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग हमारे यहां हो रही है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग हो रही है। बताइए क्या उगाना है, किसान से बात कीजिए, पहले से रेट तय हो जाएगा। आप जिस क्वालिटी का कहेंगे उगा के हमारा किसान देगा और आपकी जरूरत को पूरा करेगा। सरकार, किसान और निवेशक तीनों मिलकर काम करेंगे। निवेशक को भी हम पैकेजिंग जैसे मामलों में जैसे वैसे आर्थिक सहायता देते वैसे देने का काम करेंगे। और इसलिए बड़ी कंपनियां कई हमारे यहाँ काम कर रही है, आगे भी हम लगातार इस दिशा में प्रयास कर रहे हैं। फार्मा सेक्टर को मैं बधाई दूंगा मध्य प्रदेश को, कोविड में भी इनने अपनी फैक्ट्रियां बंद नहीं की, क्योंकि उस समय दवाई की जरूरत थी। तो अब फार्मा सेक्टर बहुत रिच है मध्य प्रदेश में। टेवा, SCG, मैक्लियार्ड्स, पार, अरिस्टो, सिम्बायोटेक, अल्केम, अजंता, ग्लेनमार्क, पीरामल, सिप्ला, सब कुछ तो मध्य प्रदेश में है। गयाना और सूरीनाम को जितनी दवाई चाहिए मध्य प्रदेश सप्लाई कर देगा। प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने वैक्सीन भी सप्लाई करने का काम किया है। ये चमत्कार हुआ है तो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हुआ है कि भारत ने 10 महीना में वैक्सीन बना के भारत में भी लगा दी और दुनिया के 100 देशों में भी भिजवाने का काम किया है। हमारे यहाँ फार्मेसी कॉलेज 110 से ज्यादा है, मेडिकल कॉलेज 35 हैं और खोलने जा रहे हैं। मेडिकल कॉलेज हमारे यहाँ है, मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल्स 10,000 से ज्यादा हमारे यहाँ है। हेल्थ केयर की दृष्टि से कई बड़े अस्पताल आ रहे हैं और हमारी, मैं केवल लाने की बात नहीं करता, डेडिकेटेड स्वास्थ्य नीति के माध्यम से हम आकर्षक प्रोत्साहन प्रदान करते हैं। सुपर स्पेशलिटी, मल्टी स्पेशलिटी, डायग्नोस्टिक सेंटर, पैथोलॉजी लैब्स निर्माण करने के लिए हमारे यहाँ सुविधा दी जाती है। अनेकों निजी क्षेत्र आ रहे हैं। ऑटोमोबाइल की बात यहाँ काफी विस्तार से कही गई है, इसलिए बहुत विस्तार में मैं उसके नहीं जाऊंगा। अकेले पीथमपुर ऑटो क्लस्टर में 25,000 लोग कार्यरत है। जो आवश्यक सपोर्ट इंफ्रा चाहिए ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर के लिए, इंडो जर्मन टूम रूम हमारे यहाँ है, द सेंट्रल फॉर मशीनरी ट्रेनिंग एंड टेस्टिंग इंस्टीट्यूट हमारे यहाँ है, ऑटो टेस्टिंग ट्रैक हमारे यहाँ है, नेटट्रैक्स हमारे यहाँ है। ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर की वैल्यू चेन के हर स्तर जैसे कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और सहयोगी इकाइयां हमारे यहाँ स्थापित है और अब तो ईबी का मैंने बताया वो भी हम स्थापित कर रहे हैं। टेक्सटाइल और रेडीमेड गारमेंट्स में मेरी रुचि इसलिए है कि सबसे ज्यादा रोजगार देता है, सबसे ज्यादा रोजगार देता है। और मध्य प्रदेश में बेटियां और बहनें आगे बढ़ के काम करती है। 3-3 शिफ्टों में हमारे यहाँ काम होता है। 24/7 कारखाने के चक्के चलते रहते हैं, कभी काम बंद करने की वहां जरूरत नहीं है। मध्य प्रदेश में सभी प्रकार के लूम्स कार्यरत है। वीविंग के क्षेत्र में टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल श्रेणी के अंतर्गत भी हम तेजी से उन्नति करने का काम कर रहे हैं। अभी हम रेडीमेड गारमेंट्स के क्षेत्र में भी 4थे स्थान पे, लेकिन जल्दी पहले स्थान पर आना है। उस दिशा में हम लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं। जो बड़े गारमेंट उद्योग हैं उनको आकर्षित करने के लिए हमारे पास विशेष रेडीमेड गारमेंट पॉलिसी है, जिसमें गारमेंट इकाइयों को 200% तक के प्रोत्साहन दिए जाते हैं और इसलिए 50 करोड़ से अधिक के निवेश पर गारमेंट उद्योगों को मेगा स्टेटस देने का भी प्रावधान किया है। स्किल डेवलपमेंट हेतु अप्रैल ट्रेनिंग डिजाइन सेंटर, ग्लोबल स्किल पार्क हमारे यहाँ मौजूद है। आईटी की तो कई कंपनी जैसे बहन मेनन बता रही थी, हमारे यहाँ देखो आईटी में क्या चाहिए, यहाँ स्वच्छता है। अकेले यहाँ नहीं है, इंदौर तो है ही स्वच्छता में सरताज, लेकिन इंदौर के अलावा भोपाल भी स्वच्छतम राजधानी है देश की राजधानियों में, राज्यों की राजधानियों में। यहाँ स्वच्छता, यहाँ हरियाली, यहाँ सेफ्टी, यहाँ शांति, यहाँ ईज ऑफ लिविंग, और क्या चाहिए आईटी के लिए। इसलिए आईटी की अगली डेस्टिनेशन मध्य प्रदेश ही है मैडम, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं। और आपने देखा टीसीएस, इन्फोसिस सब मध्य प्रदेश आ रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ 4 आईटी पार्क, 5 आईटी एसजीएड है। इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर इंदौर पीथमपुर हम विकसित करने का काम कर रहे हैं, जिसमें दोनों तरफ 500 एकड़ कमर्शियल भूमि पर प्लग प्ले एंड इंफ्रा का निर्माण किया जाएगा। और रेंटल अगर देखें तो बाकी शहरों की तुलना में 7 से 10 गुना तक रेंटल दरें हमारी कम हैं। भोपाल, ग्वालियर, जबलपुर इनमें हमारे आईटी पार्क है। भोपाल और जबलपुर में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग क्लस्टर्स की हमने स्थापना की है। मैं और बताऊंगा तो समय बहुत लगेगा, लेकिन विशिष्ट नीति के माध्यम से आईटी बीपीओ कंपनियों को आकर्षक सुविधाएं, यहां से रियायती दरों पर भूमि, कैपिटल सब्सिडी, ट्रेनिंग सब्सिडी, स्टाम्प ड्यूटी, रजिस्ट्रेशन छूट, ये सब हम देते हैं। और कोई कस्टमाइज पैकेज चाहिए तो आपका प्रोजेक्ट लेके आ जाओ, उस पर भी हम विचार कर लेंगे। अपनी टीम के साथ हम बैठते हैं, विचार करते हैं, और अगर कोई छूट या सुविधा देनी होती तो वो देने का काम करते हैं। डिफेंस के सेक्टर में मुझे कहते हुए गर्व है, जबलपुर, ग्वालियर, इटारसी, कटनी में डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट प्रोडक्शन और अनुसंधान के कई उपक्रम संचालित है। जबलपुर में ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री, व्हीकल फैक्ट्री, ग्रे आयरन फाउंड्री, गन कैरेज फैक्ट्री स्थापित है। और भारत की सबसे पहले स्मॉल आर्म्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्राइवेट इकाई अडानी डिफेंस एवं इजराइल वेपन्स इंडस्ट्री का संयुक्त उपक्रम राज्य में स्थापित हुआ है। और इसलिए डिफेंस के सेक्टर में भी हम इकाइयों को विशिष्ट नीति के माध्यम से प्रोत्साहन की सुविधा देते हैं। नवकरणीय ऊर्जा में तो हमने धरती तो छोड़िए जनाब, बांधों की सतह पे भी सोलर पैनल बिछा रहे हैं। ओमकारेश्वर में पहला फ्लोटिंग सोलर पावर प्लांट बन रहा है, बांध की सतह पे सोलर। सोलर पैनल, ताकि धरती भी बच जाए और पानी भी भाप बन के ना उड़े, पानी भी बच जाए, हींग लगे ना फिटकरी, रंग चढ़े चोखा। ये काम अगर कर रहा है तो मध्य प्रदेश का, मैं कह रहा था कि कैनाल्स पे अगर आपको सोलर पैनल बिछानी है तो आप आइए, स्वागत है आपका, उसकी नीति भी हम बना लेते हैं। बाकी बांध भी एक्सप्लोर कर लीजिए, जमीन पे क्या जनाब, पानी पे पैनल बिछाइए, मध्य प्रदेश तैयार है। और कई जगह हम इसमें तेज गति से काम कर रहे हैं। जीरो कार्बन प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो ऐलान किया है उसको पूरा करने के लिए मध्य प्रदेश कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ेगा। ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन प्रोजेक्ट्स को राज्य शासन द्वारा हम कई तरह की सुविधाएं देने का काम कर रहे हैं, इंसेंटिव की सुविधाएं देने का काम कर रहे हैं। और ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन के भी प्रोजेक्ट सबसे पहले लगेंगे तो मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर लगेंगे। आप तैयार हो जाइए, हम तैयार बैठे हुए हैं, क्योंकि अभी अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में पूरी पॉलिसी डिक्लेयर की गई है। अब मैं, भोजन का समय हो गया, वैसे काफी ओवर हो गया, इसलिए ज्यादा लंबी बात नहीं करूंगा। टूरिज्म के अंत में बात जरूर करूंगा। देखिए जनाब, मध्य प्रदेश टाइगर स्टेट है, मध्य प्रदेश लेपर्ड स्टेट है, मध्य प्रदेश बल्चर स्टेट है, मध्य प्रदेश क्रोकोडाइल स्टेट है, और अब तो मध्य प्रदेश चीता स्टेट भी हो गया है। यहां नहीं थे तो नामीबिया से प्रधानमंत्री ले आए, अभी दक्षिण अफ्रीका से और आने वाले हैं, और इसलिए मध्य प्रदेश चीता स्टेट भी होगा। और ये ऐसे नहीं कह रहा हूं, हम चीता प्रोजेक्ट बना रहे हैं। श्योपुर जिले में चीते आए, वहां आसपास की सड़कें, रहने को रिसोर्ट चाहिए, होटल चाहिए, गाड़ियां चाहिए, कई तरह की सुविधाएं चाहिए, और इसलिए मध्य प्रदेश चीते की रफ्तार से दौड़ना चाहता है प्रगति और विकास के पथ पर। आइए, चीता प्रोजेक्ट भी आप आके देखिए। हमारे यहाँ महाकाल महालोक है, मैं सच कह रहा हूं, जरूर देखिएगा आप, अद्भुत बनाए। महाकाल महाराज के दर्शन भी कीजिए, अद्भुत ऊर्जा क्षेत्र सचमुच में हमें भी प्रेरणा देता है, आप में भी नई ऊर्जा आएगी। लेकिन उसके बाहर जो महाकाल महालोक बनाए, एक शिव सृष्टि की रचना की गई है। उज्जैन में होटलों में कहीं जगह नहीं है, लोग घरों में ठहरा रहे हैं, होम स्टे शुरू हो गया है। आइए, वहां होटल बनाइए, रिसोर्ट बनाइए। इंदौर में जरूरत है, पूरे मध्य प्रदेश में। ओरछा में राम राजा विराजते हैं, तो मैहर में हमारी मैहर वाली शारदा मैया है, तो चित्रकूट में भगवान राम विराजते हैं। रिलीजियस टूरिज्म, देवास में चामुंडा मैया, तो सलकनपुर में विजयासन मैया, अलग अलग, ग्वालियर हो शनिचरा में शनि महाराज विराजते हैं। रिलीजियस टूरिज्म की संभावनाएं, वाइल्ड लाइफ टूरिज्म की संभावनाएं, हेरिटेज टूरिज्म की संभावनाएं अगर कहीं देखना है तो मध्य प्रदेश में देखिए। और इसलिए जिस भी सेक्टर में आपको निवेश करना हो, आप बिना टाइम गवाए आइए। देखिए, मेरे मन में तो जिद है, जुनून है, जज्बा है। अब मुझे कोई कह रहा था कि तुम थकते नहीं हो क्या? थकूं कैसे? मध्य प्रदेश को और आगे ले जाना है। मैं हमेशा कहता हूं, मध्य प्रदेश मेरा मंदिर है, इसमें रहने वाली जनता ही मेरी भगवान है, और इस जनता का पुजारी शिवराज सिंह चौहान है। तो शिवराज को थकने का कोई हक है क्या? जब तक चीफ मिनिस्टर थक नहीं सकता तू सोएगा कैसे? 8.5 करोड़ जनता की बेहतरी की चिंता तुझे करनी है, और इसलिए अंदर से आवाज आती, चलता चल, चलता चल और चल, तब तक जब तक कि मध्य प्रदेश हिंदुस्तान नहीं, दुनिया के सबसे अच्छे राज्यों में से एक ना बन जाए। ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा, मेरी तड़प बोल रही है। और इसलिए वैसे मैं सबके लिए कह रहा हूं, क्योंकि हम तो, मैंने पहले ही कहा कि भारत है जो दुनिया के सब देशों का आदर करता है, सबको अपना परिवार मानता है, और भारत मंगल कामना करता है। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मां कश्चित् दुर्भाग् भवेत्। सब सुखी हो, सब निरोग हो, सबका मंगल हो, सबका कल्याण हो, यह हमारा मूल भाव है। और इसलिए सबके कल्याण की भी चिंता करेंगे। और इसलिए मैं एक बात और बता रहा हूं कि मैं रोज पर्यावरण के लिए भाषण नहीं देता, मैं 3 पेड़ रोज खुद भी लगाता हूं, उसके बिना मेरा दिन शुरू नहीं होता। तो हम पर्यावरण भी बचाएंगे दुनिया के लिए। लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के नाते मेरी ड्यूटी है कि मध्य प्रदेश को तेज गति से आगे ले जाऊं, और उसका रास्ता जाता है निवेश से होकर। और इसलिए मेरे प्रिय बहनों और भाइयों, आज आपको मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर हमने आमंत्रित किया है। आप आए, मैं सचमुच में अपने आप को सौभाग्यशाली मानता हूं। हृदय के खोले हैं द्वार, आपका स्वागत बारंबार, लेकिन जाने के पहले निवेश पे चर्चा जरूर करके जाना। 1-to-1 मीटिंग में खूब करूंगा, दिन में करूंगा, रात में करूंगा, सवेरे करूंगा, शाम को करूंगा। काल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, बाद में सोचने की जरूरत क्या है। इसलिए आइए बैठते हैं, सोचते हैं, मिलते हैं और आगे बढ़ते हैं। मैं और आप भी बैठे, मेरे मंत्री, मेरी टीम और आप भी बैठे, और निवेशक आपस में भी साथ साथ बैठ के कई चीजें टाई अप करें। मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूं मध्य प्रदेश कभी आपको निराश नहीं होने देगा। विन विन सिचुएशन रहेगी। आप भी आगे बढ़ोगे, मध्य प्रदेश भी आगे बढ़ेगा। एक बार फिर मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर आपका हृदय से स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है। और ऐसे मत घबरा जाना कि निवेश निवेश की बात कर रहा है। अब निवेश के लिए नहीं तो घूमने तो आते ही रहना मध्य प्रदेश में। टूरिज्म की संभावना यहाँ है ही। आइए मित्रों, हम सब आगे बढ़ने के संकल्प के साथ इस समिट को आगे बढ़ाएं। पॉजिटिवली मध्य प्रदेश आपके हर प्रस्ताव का स्वागत करेगा और हम आगे बढ़ के आपको हर संभव सहयोग देने का प्रयास करेंगे। आप सबका फिर एक बार स्वागत और अभिनंदन। अभी लंच की भी व्यवस्था है, हालांकि धीरे धीरे हाई टी का टाइम हो गया है, लेकिन अभी आपको लंच कराएंगे। फिर सेक्टोरियल प्रेजेंटेशन होंगे, तो जिस क्षेत्र में रुचि, 19 सेक्टोरियल प्रेजेंटेशन होने वाले हैं, उनमें भाग लीजिए। और फिर हम और आप मिलेंगे, आप और आप मिलेंगे और नए प्रस्ताव तैयार करके आगे बढ़ेंगे। मध्य प्रदेश को और देश को भी समृद्धि और विकास के पथ पर आगे बढ़ाएंगे, इस संकल्प के साथ कि 2030 तक भारत को दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनाना है। एक बार फिर स्वागत, धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, प्रणाम, और आप सब भोजन पे आमंत्रित हैं।
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, for sharing your vision, your zeal, your passion, your commitment towards making Madhya Pradesh the #1 state and for a more investor-friendly, business-friendly Madhya Pradesh. और देवीय सज्जनों, कार्यक्रम के अंत में मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ हमारे कर्मठ विजनरी श्री राज्यवर्धन सिंह दत्तीगांव जी को, औद्योगिक नीति एवं निवेश प्रोत्साहन मंत्री, धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव रखने के लिए।
As we stand to commence this important event, I would like to thank our Honorable Prime Minister who took out his valuable time. I would like to thank our Honorable Commerce Minister who took out his time. Of course, our Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable guests of honor, His Excellencies, Presidents from Guyana and Suriname, who spoke extremely well and told us how to go ahead. Ambassadors, Consul Generals and High Commissioners to India from 32 embassies, Chief Secretary, Government of Madhya Pradesh, all the investors who took out time from the busy schedule for discussing opportunities for investment and collaborations in Madhya Pradesh, domiciles of the cleanest city in the country, Indore, of course. Last but not least, all the fellow citizens who have been attentively following this summit through whichever media. My dear colleagues from the cabinet, there are my ministerial colleagues sitting here from Madhya Pradesh cabinet, our MLAs, our Honorable Member of Parliament from Indore, who's also here. Welcome all of you. As our Chief Minister has very clearly defined a lot of things, I would just mention a few of them. About 5,000 industrialists have signed up for this MPGIS 2023. Welcome all of you. Nearly 450 have expressed their interest to personally interact with our Honorable Chief Minister. 500 of the country's top industrialists are here. And of course, on the dais are the leading industrialists of the country. They've taken out their very valuable time and come here. Please, I would like all of you to applaud them once. They're extremely, extremely gracious. We are very grateful to all of you for being here. Not only are we going to have B2B in this summit, we're also going to have G2B. We are going to be discussing exports, imports, direct investment, and all the strategic alliances that are possible.
Madhya Pradesh, as you all by now know, has a conducive industrial ecosystem here. We have, since 2003, when Shivraj Singh Ji took over as the Chief Minister, I would like to tell all of you, we had a negative industrial growth in this state. Today, under his inspiring leadership, we are growing at a great 24%. I think that's amazing and deserves applause once again. MP also boasts of a lower living cost here, which makes it advantageous for industries to be here. Government of Madhya Pradesh has built up a superb ecosystem over time, as our Chief Minister told you, and now we are ready for practically all the sectors. Another interesting fact I would like to share with you, semiconductors was mentioned by Honorable Chief Minister. We are also a seismic-free zone that makes it ideal state for semiconductors. Any and everybody who is interested, we would welcome all of you. Over and above all this, not only is Indore the cleanest city, which we again and again mentioned to you and you really appreciated it, Indore is also a city that has both an IIT and IIM, and that tells you a lot about our state, what we can do for IT here. But I personally believe that our biggest strength is our most experienced Chief Minister that we have in the country. Shivraj Singh Chauhan is a fourth-time Chief Minister. Along with that is a Prime Minister who compliments us, who's the most popular Prime Minister, most inspiring, very decisive and ever ready to be here, supporting us all the time. I'm grateful and thankful to him as well. Now, Prime Minister has committed a $5 trillion economy. Chief Minister has committed a $550 billion economy. I implore all of you to please stand with us, support us in achieving that. Honorable Prime Minister gave us the vision. He gave us a slogan, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Keeping in tune and in line with that, our Honorable Chief Minister has said, Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh. Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh is well on its way. Make in India, make in Madhya Pradesh. I would like to request all of you, ruke hue rahi ke liye koi ruka nahi, especially to my friends from the industry. This is the time. Please, we want to grow with you. आप आगे बढ़िए. मध्य प्रदेश कदम से कदम बढ़ा के आपके साथ आगे चलेगा. हम मिल के प्रगति करेंगे, मिल के विकास करेंगे, मिल के राष्ट्र निर्माण में योगदान करेंगे. मैं पुनः आप लोगों से प्रार्थना करता हूं, मध्य प्रदेश is future ready. I hope you are ready to join us, ready to progress with us, ready to build the nation with us. Once again, I thank all of you, welcome all of you. इस हिंदुस्तान के हृदय स्थल में आपका पुनः बारंबार स्वागत है, अभिवादन है. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude this session, thanking all of you for your participation. And we now invite you to please join us for lunch for our distinguished guest of honor. It's on the second floor, the Imperial Hall. For all our delegates, you're requested to please join us in the Nakshatra lawns. We also have the exhibition. There's also a digital exhibition area and a culture street. You're requested to kindly pay a visit during your break hours. Sectoral sessions, ladies and gentlemen.